behalf of the Board of Education and the administration of Edward Lee McClain High School, we'd like to welcome you to McClain Field for tonight's contest, featuring the Eagles of Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy and your McClain High School Fighting Tigers. In order to make today's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school and community in a positive and respectful manner. That means follow the rules, speak and act responsibly, and show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, the officials and coaches, the administrators and authority figures, and of course, your team and opponents. Let's make today's contest great by remembering to respect the game. The officials assigned to this contest have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Frontier Athletic Conference. The officials are the referee, Mr. Chris Meenick, the head linesman, Mr. DJ Jones, the umpire, Mr. Dan Haney, the line judge, Mr. Richard Nash, and the back judge, Mr. Steve Meenick. And welcome in, everybody. We're excited to have you here with us live from McClain Field as the 3-1 McClain Tigers get ready to host the 2-2 Eagles, fresh from Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy. We are live here. I am David Weeks, and I'm here with Mr. Steve Roble. We're excited to bring you some Friday night football action here between two non-conference opponents. And Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit about tonight's weather before we get things started?
Tonight's weather is beautiful for high school football. We're currently at 81 degrees under sunny skies until the sun sets. You could not ask for a better week of practice,
beautiful
weather, and for tonight's game. It is just
Absolutely.
unbelievable how great the weather's been so far this year. Not too hot and not too cold.
Just
So
right
we are
in the
so
middle.
happy to have that.
Well, before we get the rest of our pregame festivities underway, we are ready to kind of give you a little bit of a rundown of how the game looks to be lining up. Just to give you some big points from last week, Cincinnati Hills was on the road. They took on Wilmington at Wilmington, and they came up on the short side with a 45-0 loss to Wilmington. But just a little bit of a recap on Cincinnati Hills. The Eagles this season have wins over both Portsmouth, Notre Dame, and the Masters Academy out of Florida, and they are part of the Miami Valley Conference. They've got a couple key players that would like to highlight, and we expect to be calling their name quite a bit. The running back, Braden Mitchum, is doing well this season. He's got about 73 yards per game, averaging 5.5 per carry on 40 total carries, and he's got 1 touchdown to his name. But they look to be more of a passing team than anything else. The quarterback, Logan Mueller, is 3rd right now in the MVC rankings. He's got 615 yards, just over 50% completion percentage, averaging 205 a game. He's got 6 touchdowns, but he's also got 6 interceptions to his name. His number 1 target seems to be wide receiver Cameron Miller. He's caught all 6 of Mueller's touchdown passes. Miller is averaging over 100 yards per contest on the receiving end, and more than that, he also has a touchdown as well on the ground. So he seems to be the scoring threat. Those 6 touchdown grabs are almost half of his total receptions on the year, 14 grabs and 6 touchdowns. So he is an electric player, or seems to be, for the Eagles. On the Tigers side from last week, they were on the road taking on non-conference opponent, although a very familiar foe, East Clinton. The Astros were the hosts, and McClain was able to bounce back on the end of Fair Week. We know a lot of times it's easy for a team to come out a little bit kind of flat on Fair Week, but they came out and really just laid into East Clinton from the gate. They came out really fast, established the run. Potts had 175 yards on the evening and a couple touchdowns all in the first half, even adding a little bit of reception yardage. Caden Penwell, he was kind of an all-purpose guy, had 60 yards on the ground with a 10-yard average, and a couple touchdowns and another 50 yards receiving on 3 catches and a touchdown. So a couple on the ground, 1 through the air. Drake Stapleton got things back on the good side on the passing game. He was 8 of 12 passing, 167 total yards, 2 touchdowns, Penwell receiving the 1, and then Owen Sykes receiving the other. Defensively, Luke Doomey and Cade Sponsel were really wrecking the defense quite a bit, making a number of plays. They had 5.5 tackles each, and Riley Cummins, he didn't have a ton in the stat book, but I'm telling you, he was everywhere on the field last week. Number 30 was just flying around to the ball. And one of the other things we noticed more than anything, or at least I noticed from the sidelines and the press box, is he might make the hit, but he's also the first one to reach a hand out and help the opponent up, because he just wants to hit him again on the next play. So we're excited to have you here, Steve. I know it's been a little bit since you've been maybe behind the mic. But
it's been quite a while, but I think I'll be able to manage. For the McClain Tigers, here's the key. Just play clean. They seem to roll very well when they play clean on the offense and defensive end without the penalties. You could say that about most teams, but especially with the talent the McClain Tigers have this year. They play a clean game. They do very well. Win the line of scrimmage. Last week, they established that from play 1 versus East Clinton, and they put together a dominant first half because of that, because they were winning the line of scrimmage. The only thing that held them back a few times were a few penalties that backed them up, and then Mr. Potts and Mr. Penwell, Mr. Stapleton and company just took care of business once again. The offensive line was great on just about every play call. We only had to call about 5 or 6 plays. Offensive coordinator Tim Goss had found some certain holes in East Clinton, and he took advantage of them and exposed them very well. No big plays. That was another thing. Our head coach, Keith Penwell, who I coached with as well years ago, Keith is great at engineering a defense where you know what's coming and you tell your players this is what you're going to have to expect. Now you have to execute. Last week I was really impressed with our defense as a whole. I know Doomey and Sponsel kind of stand out, but the defense as a whole was prepared on every play. The starting defense did not even give up a point last week, which is credit to them. They limited mistakes and really held them to 3 and outs for the East Clinton Astros side. For Cincinnati, Christian Hills Academy, it looks like they can throw the ball a little bit.
Yes. And
with some success, they're feast or famine. Their quarterback, Logan Mueller, he's thrown 6 touchdowns but also 6 interceptions. So we'll see if he hits Mr. Miller often. But I saw Mr. Miller throwing some passes and warm-ups there, so you never know what they may have in store.
Yeah, he was airing it out during warm-ups. We were looking around trying to find Logan Mueller, number 5 for the Eagles, and we couldn't locate him. We thought maybe he was perhaps injured, and turns out that he was just not here yet. So we think he's here. We expect him to start, But we'll see if he'll be in the backfield, or maybe it'll be Miller or somebody else. It's hard to tell. So right now we're going to go ahead and get things over into the stadium, and we're going to let you enjoy the Marching Tigers and Tigerettes here from McClain Field. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the pride of Highland County, the McClain Marching Tigers and Tigerettes. Yeah, that's fine. The band rallies our Fighting Tigers with the McClain Fight Song. The band pays homage to our School of Beauty with the playing of the McClain Alma Mater. Next, the band reminds us that no matter what sideline you may cheer for, we come together as fellow Americans as they perform a precision block band drill to America the Beautiful. rise to the colors, being presented this evening by members of McClain's Cadet Corps. The Corps is under the guidance of Master Sergeant John Wilson. Members of tonight's flag detail include Cadet Second Lieutenant Macy Brewer, Cadet First Class Tristan Nichols, Cadet Third Class Justin Legee, and the team is commanded this evening by Cadet Captain Madison Wheaton. And now, under the baton of Mr. Rick Duffus, ladies and gentlemen, remain standing and join in singing as the band honors America with the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. And a great job there by McClain's Cadet Corps, along with the national anthem performed by the Marching Tiger Band. And we are about 5 minutes, or just about 5 minutes from kickoff here. Just really excited to get things going here in McClain Stadium. The band about to move down into the tunnel. We've got a number of our Tiger Youth Football Organization players and cheerleaders out to help form the tunnel this evening. And so they're going to be excited to see the the Tigers be running through that tunnel and hopefully running their way on to a victory tonight. Looks like there are a number of coaches making their way out of the field house, so it's not going to be too long before we see the Fighting Tigers bust through that banner and hopefully on to the field, ready to get this action underway. Steve, I'm excited. I tell you, I think this is going to be a good opportunity for the team to hopefully keep some success rolling. They had a great night last week against East Clinton, and were able to really put everything kind of together for the first time all year.
Yep, absolutely.
And I think if they can get another game like that under their belts, we know that the FAC is going to be a very tough league. I know last week every single FAC team, even though it wasn't conference play, was whatever opponent they were against, came out on top. And I think every FAC team scored at least 35 or maybe even over 40 points. So it is a very high-octane league. And it's going to be a tough one to go through. So the Tigers, if they can get another win before going into league play, as they will open up next week hosting Chillicothe, I think it will be a great thing for them to kind of get that momentum under their belt moving into homecoming.
Yes, they definitely have to get the momentum going. The league is just phenomenal this year. Jackson beating the phenomenal Western Brown team last week. Western Brown has a quarterback that's going Division I football next year wherever he wants to. He may break Joe Burrow's records here in the state of Ohio very soon. Chillicothe's always strong. Washington Courthouse looks like they stepped it up from last year. They have a D1 player or two already as well. Miami Trace just destroyed Waynesville.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, you can never forget about Hillsborough. They're always going to play strong.
They're gonna play tough and hang in there as best they can. And it looks like we've got the gold helmets coming out of the field house, so it's not going to be long before they make their way through the tunnel. Let's get excited, Tiger fans. Nothing else. Keith Penwell, Coach Penwell has the Tigers punctual. They are ready to go. A couple minutes here before we get to kickoff, and it won't be long before we boot it away. Just for a recap, if you weren't here with us a little bit earlier for the early pregame festivities, Cincinnati Hills was able to win the opening toss, and they elected to defer their choice to the second half. So the Tigers will be receiving. They'll be on offense first. Cincinnati Hills will be defending the south goal. So as we watch it this evening, the action will kick off from right to left, and then the Tigers will be moving on your screen from left to right, hopefully moving their way down into the end zone if they can get things rolling as best possible. A few of the coaches making their way up on top of the press box here as they've gotten kind of the last few pregame words into the players and words of wisdom there. Ready to get things going.
You know, and this is great to see the Tigers start off on offense. It's a great opportunity. We're talking coaching about setting the examples, and I'm sure Coach Oakes, our special teams coach right now, is talking to them about that. Set the example, and then on offense, Coach Gossett to Coach Hurt, getting those guys ready and make every play count. Make sure you're setting the example from the get-go. That means controlling the line of scrimmage for the McClain Mighty Tigers.
And we expect to see big things probably on the ground. Try to really establish, like you said, win the line of scrimmage, establish that run game early. See if you can get your big bruising back, number 44, Andrew Potts, the ball early in his hands and get a full head of steam under him, and then change it up a little bit with Hayden Penwell if possible. They really have a nice little two-headed monster there in the backfield along with quarterback Drake Stapleton.
Absolutely. You know, Potts brings the thunder and Penwell brings the lightning.
That's right.
So
it'll be Brady next, number 21, getting ready to get things kicked off. He gets the ball from the official. He'll put it on the tee. Cummins and Eikenberry will be the deep men to receive.
And as we saw in pregame, David, this kid has a leg. So I wonder if they're going to try to kick it through the end zone, how far that leg will go for him.
We will see. It's a one bouncer. Riley Cummins takes it off the hop, has a little bit of a hole, bounces, spins around, and he's finally brought down. Number 8 with the tackle there for Cincinnati Hills, brought down just past the 30-yard line.
And that's good. That's a good return by Cummings there. Drake Stapleton is leading our Tiger offense here. Starting at center will be Rocky Houston.
It looks like Rocky Houston, the starting center.
Your guards are Allison and Sponsel, Bodie and Stevenson are your tackles, tight ends.
Stapleton lines up in the gun, gives it to Potts, and he will move forward. Gain of near 5, brought down by a number of Eagles there.
And going to that right side last week for the Tigers worked well, so it's not surprising. that McClain would start off that way.
Right behind the guard. Allison. Potts with it again. This time he goes off the center. And he's going to be near a first down, brought down by number 2. That'll be Ryan Wells.
That is a first down. Great job by our Hogs on the offensive line. Coach Hurt's done an outstanding job coaching them and getting those holes done. So they saw something there in the 32 dive.
So they'll line it back up once again. Same formation, or similar formation at least. 1 quarterback, 2 back split. 2 wideouts on either side. Gives it to Potts again. He'll go off left, slips one. Now gets a little bit of ahead of steam. Has a chance toward the sideline. Going to get pushed out of bounds. Big gain on the play. 8 pushing him out there is Cooper Jepson. Big gain for Potts.
Great job by Potts there, breaking the tackle there. You really made that play there.
So Potts with the run on all of the plays thus far, and every single one has been positive yardage. 2 first downs now for the Tigers. Moving quickly, Stapleton calls for it, hands off to Potts, this time off the right. Hops over 1 defender or would-be tackler, and a gain near, we'll call it a gain of about 7 on the play. Good gain.
Andrew Potts is doing a great job just taking advantage of the hole. If he has to knock down someone, so be it. And so far, the Eagles of Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy do not have an answer for him.
He is an absolute bruiser, and he's got some speed to go with it as well. And he will not stop until he gets into the end zone. He takes it one more time off the right side, has to come back to the middle. Good gain. It looks like it's going to be another first down. Brought down, yep, they look like they're moving the chains once again. Another first down for the Tigers.
And they keep going to Andrew Potts because no one stopped him so far. So I wonder if Coach Gossett will call play action pass here, get to Caden Penwell, or keep going to Potts because it's been working the whole time.
You know, you got to stick with your bread and butter when you can. And he's chewed up every single yard on this drive. And why stop now? Snap, Stapleton pitch, this time off left. Potts cuts, gets outside, now cuts back in, and he will be pushed out of bounds finally, but it's a gain of about 14 on the play and another first down for the Tigers.
Potts takes the pitch off the left side, pushed out of bounds finally after a gain inside the 10. It'll be first and goal for the Tigers.
Cincinnati Hills seems to be a little spread out there on defense. I'm a little surprised knowing if you scout McClain with a lot of powers and ISOs and dives. We do a quick pitch here occasionally like we did there at the 49 quick pitch.
And that was a very good call by offensive coordinator. Potts with it again. He's going to be down, not quite to the goal line, but inside the 5, right around the 4.
Another 32 dive there for the McClain Tigers. And so far, every play is going to Andrew Potts. We are on play 8 of this drive.
And it's hard to imagine that it's not going to go to him here. If he's chewed up all the yards, you might as well give it to him for the glory when getting into the end zone if they can make it there. Stapleton, once again, split backs to either side. Hands off, Potts, bounces back to the middle. He's down before the goal line, but right about the 2 perhaps. Be 3rd and goal for McClain.
Potts on the run once again. Brought down. Here's a 2. Third and goal.
And one thing I noticed, too, was, you know, our quarterback and tailback are still
this time
doing
they'll
their fakes.
Go under center. Give it to Potts again. Power, pushes, and they throw up 2 hands on the near side. That's a touchdown for the Tigers.
Great job, Andrew Potts there. Great perseverance there. They did start tightening up on the line of scrimmage. Tigers went with tight splits there at the end to make sure Andrew got in, load up the line.
And so they'll bring out the PAT unit. The holder will be Eikenberry, and it looks like Yates will be putting down the tee. He lines it up where he wants it. He'll give a look to his holder. Eikenberry puts it down. It's a low kick, but
We'll take
it's
it.
over top of the upright. That's all that matters. It all counts for 1. and makes your score 7-0 for the Tigers.
And David, as we talked about, setting the tone of the game, obviously our Hogs on the offensive line, along with Andrew Potts, did that. We did not have to throw the ball one time that entire drive. We had a 9-play drive for 68 yards with Potts getting all the carries there. So he's off to another great start, and they set the tone right away. So we'll see how our defense comes out in this first drive.
And with that first drive, you get the ball first. You want to set that tone, get on the scoreboard early. They do, but they also chew up almost 4 minutes worth of time off the clock in the process. So on the ground, really controlling the clock and controlling that line of scrimmage. So Yates will tee it up here to kick, and it looks like it'll be Miller, the lone deep man for the Eagles.
I think Mr. Miller may be one of their guys that does it all for them. We'll see if McClain kicks to him. McClain has been doing a lot of pooch kicks this year, which has been really effective in breaking long kickoffs and big plays. So we'll see what the Tigers do here.
And that's something that the Tigers have changed since week one. At week one, they had a kickoff return and a punt return against them for a touchdown, and so they've gone ahead and squibbed it again. But my goodness, number one has the big shoulder pads, but he can move and makes it out to midfield on the return. That'll be Nick Wachowski on the return.
Yeah, he had a nice return, about 28 yards there.
Nick Wachowski on the return for the Eagles. Brought down around the 50. That's where the ball is spotted. Take over.
So good return there to get nice field positioning. The short field here, they gain anything, and they're going to be into Tigers territory.
It is Cameron Miller starting at quarterback for the Eagles.
Okay, surprise, surprise. So Logan Mueller, the third highest passing total in the MVC, not behind center. It'll be Miller. He hands off, but brought down behind the line is number 3. That's Braden Mitchum. Loss on the play.
Luke Doomey once again with another tackle. He's having a great season so far, and he really causes havoc on the line of scrimmage. He's not your traditional big hog in the line of scrimmage, and it makes it difficult for the offensive lineman to get away from him.
He does a really good job of kind of getting through those gaps with his size and his speed. This time it'll be Miller taking it, design quarterback run off the right side. Big gain, and he will have a first down. He's ridden out of bounds by, looks like, Riley Cummins with his arms around him.
You know, and that was a great block there by CHCA to allow number 11 Cameron Miller to get there. But once again, that could have been a much bigger play, but our defense were in their zones and prevented it from happening. He could have gone all the way after that first block.
I would expect with the lightning quickness that we see there from Miller that he's going to be running the ball quite a bit. He's the lone man in the backfield, 2 split out. Now 3, Mitchum goes in motion. He'll make his way across.
Yep.
And it looks to be, they fake the pitch, and they snuff it out. It looks like Emerson Yates comes up from his linebacker spot to make the tackle on that.
Miller keeps.
Yeah, excellent job of contain.
So a good job there, something that could have possibly gotten outside. They do a nice job of forcing them back to the center, and that's a great job by the defense to really get it back to where all of those gold hats are going to be.
You want to keep your alleys in defense. If you stay disciplined against a team like this, you can shut them down. If you don't, they may have some big plays.
Miller with it. He looks to his right. Pass is complete. Number 12 receives it. DJ Frost will wrestle him to the ground, and it's going to be a gain of about 8 on the play. So gets it to looks like 3rd and 3, maybe 3rd and 4.
Simple out pattern thrown there. DJ Frost, excellent coverage there of maintaining and not letting a big play happen. It appears that Coach Penwell's in cover 3 coverage right now.
So Miller will be in the shotgun. He has Mitchum to his left-hand side. Too close twins on the left-hand side, and then he has another on the right. There's a power back, so or a super back, if you will. So the tight end coming around.
Keep,
and he'll be brought down. Great job by the end of that line. Maybe a gain, but not quite enough for the first down.
Looked like Michael Stevenson stayed at home and caught on to that, what they're doing early on.
And so the defensive bells will ring here in the stadium. They will keep the offense on the field, as this probably outside of field goal range for just about every single kicker that I would know of in the high school ranks. Miller, look, he wanted a handoff. He goes forward. He's going to be close.
Let's see what the official spotted.
And the line pushes him forward. So I think if you're going to give that first down to anyone, I mean, Miller made most of it, but the line made what was probably going to be the most important one.
And also Cameron Miller kept his legs going, which, you teach running backs or running quarterbacks in this day and age. So Cameron Miller deserves a lot of credit for not giving up right away, especially coming from the wide receiver position to play quarterback today, and probably doing a lot of running where he's used to going out on patterns and catching or blocking for the running back. So good job by Cameron Miller. We'll see if the McClain defense here can now hold the Eagles here as they're approaching the red zone.
Getting in near the red zone, Miller now sends number one out. Now he comes back, so he's got trips to his left, a single to his right. He looks to his right.
Fakes.
Pass.
Turn around. Let's see.
Little slant, dump and go. And there will be a flag as DJ Frost didn't get turned around from his defensive back position there.
They're going to call out every time, unfortunately. I don't know if DJ really touched him, but it doesn't matter.
And that's what's going to happen when you're playing cover corner there, and you don't get your head around and there's any level of contact. They're going to call it all the time.
Yeah, I can tell you as a coach, we teach them to turn your head around every time. Look at the eyes of the receivers and turn around. Unfortunately, he got turned around too late that time. Second late caused a pass interference. So
the ball will be spotted here just outside the 10, it looks like, Steve. And so they will have a chance to get a first down if they get it inside the 1. Miller will keep, runs off to the right side. He's going to be gobbled up by the defensive line, and I think that's Jaden Allison.
Yeah.
Yes.
Andrew Pott stayed home, and they had nowhere to go, and Jaden swallowed him up.
Miller on the design run. Jaden Allison with a tackle for the Tigers. Back for the 13. Second down.
A little bit of a timeout here on the far sideline, as there was hang up on the chain gang.
Chain gang there.
The front side of the sticks.
They seem to get that figured out pretty quick there.
Yeah, good thing.
I want to see if they pass, because we seem to be figuring out their run a little bit.
And they will hand off this time to Mitchum. Second carry of the game for him. Could have been Owen Sykes in the backfield, but he will gain on the play. Mitchum does a couple back to around the original line of scrimmage from first down. The handoff there to Mitchum, his second of the game. Mitchum off to the right of Miller as Miller is in the gun. 3 to his left, and it looks like we might get whistled for offside, and it will be offside.
Prior to snap. Offside against the Tigers.
And sometimes you have to learn from that. He's a young player, and sometimes you get a little excited at the line. But we definitely don't want to do that. Preach and preach at practice, but sometimes it happens. So
it's tough when you're in the heat of the moment, especially in the red zone, because you want to make that stop and you want to try to jump the gun there, but just jumping a little bit too early.
Absolutely.
Cincinnati Hills looking back to the sideline, trying to get the final little bits of the play here, and now it'll be Miller calling it out to his compatriots there. He takes the snap, looks to fake the option, coming the other way.
That's the way to hold him up.
Brought back to the center. Riley Cummins did a great job of holding him up there to force him back to the center.
So we'll see what kind of defense Coach Penwell comes up with here and keeps the players tight. There's a lot of options. So far, they've been running the ball mainly. I don't see them changing it up.
I think they've had 2 passes, one of them for the pass interference. One was complete to number 12, Ryan Scheisler, earlier. It'll be Miller by himself, so unless he's keeping, they've got him spread out wide, and there is a timeout called by Cincinnati Hills.
Head coach Casey Woods of the Eagles called that timeout. He must not like something that he saw there. Looked like they were going to go to Mitchum there on the play prior to the timeout, or a fake, one of the two.
One of the two. They seem to try to get that option look going, and they decide, let's talk it over, decide what we want to do here, as 4th down is our last chance to either pick up the first down or get into the end zone. As I mentioned, they can get the first down because the sticks, the line to gain is right about the 1 yard line. So they have maybe a yard and a half or 2 yards to go with the ball
going to bring Stevenson back in here, who's done a good job of containing so far in the lane.
And that's exactly what they're going to need here.
You know, I'd like to see what they try. I would suspect some counter to try to get the Tigers off if I was coaching the Eagles right now, because McClain's been really disciplined in staying in the lanes when they're going right at them.
So they will line up after talking it over, does Cincinnati Hills. It'll be Miller once again by himself in the backfield, looks to have trips to his right and a couple receivers to his left, including Mitchum and Reno Rome. This time Mitchum goes in motion. Miller will pass, goes to his right.
Nice
deflected.
Nice stop.
I don't know who it was there. I think it might have been Cameron Medley with the deflection.
Medley, number 14, outstanding sophomore. Great job by the Tiger defensive backs to stay disciplined there. And number 11, Cameron Miller, was looking that way the whole time, and Cameron Medley astutely saw that and tipped it away, which gave our offense the ball back at the 3-yard line.
It seems like Miller is more comfortable looking to his right, as most right-handed quarterbacks will be. He looked to his right on every single play. Medley read it really well, got his left paw up there, knocks it to the turf. The Tigers get it again. Potts with it, has a chance.
There he goes.
Oh, he's going to have a chance. Has the wheels. If he can get a block, Eichenberry might get a chance to knock Miller off of his course. He will, and it's going to be Potts all the way to the end zone.
A 97-yard touchdown for Andrew Potts. Andrew Potts already has 165 yards on the game as the McClain Tigers take a 13-0 lead. Great block up the middle. Simple dive play once again, and the Eagles had no answer for that, so our McClain Tigers, the 13-0 lead.
As soon as Potts got through the line, it was, all he needed was a block to seal off the linebacker, and then Eichenberry did a great job. He has wheels. We know that. He's a 4x100-meter track star for the Tigers from last year, and he kept right up with Miller, gave the final block because that was the only one that was going to catch Potts, and Potts puts it into the end zone for McClain. Another short or low kick, and this one is wide.
I think our snap was a little off on that, which,
I believe
made it a little hard to hold, but we almost made it anyways.
Gates kick, wide, right, no good. That makes it here in the first quarter.
David, we talked about setting the tone early, and the McClain Mighty Tigers have come out and done a great job setting the tone. I know Coach Penwell has to be pleased with how his offense is done, and his defense, has been but not break on that first drive, so they established a great tone. Let's see what they do here on the next drive, beginning with the kickoff.
We mentioned last week Potts had a good game on the ground. All of those yards, 175 of them coming in the first half with 2 touchdowns. Well, guess what? I believe he's got 165 on the night in 2 possessions. He's got 2 touchdowns as well here in the first. My goodness.
Well, they see him as a big bruiser, but I got to tell you something. He's running a 4.640 right now.
He is moving.
So he's quite the amazing back. Might be a lineman on most teams, but our coaches correctly put him at the fullback
You got to use that athleticism when you have the ability, and I tell you what, I mean, you couldn't have parted any more of the Red Sea than that one, because he walked right through on dry land.
You know, and being an old receivers coach, I'd love seeing Max stay that whole way and make the finishing block there to allow Potts to go all the way in for the score. Cameron Yates here with the kickoff.
And this time a squib once again. It'll be number 1 on the return.
On his knee,
but he was on his knee, so he is down. Yes, correct.
No return on the play. Caldwell will be spotted near the 25 or the 26.
I'd like to see if the Eagles will pass the ball a little more in this drive. They were running the ball 2 to 3 yard chunks.
They gave a couple looks with putting Mitchum in motion, potentially doing a little bit of that kind of little touch pass or shovel pass, if you will. And they also looked at a little bit of option type look with Mitchum. Not really 100% sure, but it'll be Miller lone in the backfield. Mitchum in motion. This time they do pitch to him on that little shovel, and he makes his way back to the center. Oh, dodges and weaves a couple. Riley Cummins is going to have to bring him down from behind. Good gain on the play for the Eagles.
Mitchum takes the pass.
And that was a good job by the CHCA Eagles offensive line. They did make a hole up the middle there. We didn't stay in our lanes, and that created the nice run there by Braden Mitchum. And it looks like they're going to go to this a lot, so it's a battle of wills here on the offensive and defensive lines.
They seem to like Miller and Mitchum. They're going to be their 1-2 punch if they can't get anything going in the passing game. It'll be Mitchum once again on the handoff. Gains once again, this time into Tiger territory. Gain of about 4, but brought down past the 50, and now into Tiger territory go the Eagles.
And they found a hole a little bit on the right side of the line for a nice gain. And the Eagles have some big linemen there. You know, Charles Lunaski and Mercer Lunaski. They're brothers. They must be twins. They're both 11th graders there. They're pretty big linemen there.
Yeah, they look pretty substantial.
Making that hole here.
So it'll be Miller by himself. This time he looks, will roll, now passes. Good spiral across the middle. Oh my goodness, I thought Eikenberry had it. I don't think he had to jump, but it just goes right through his hands there. He could have had a pick.
I think Max thought it was Christmas time there. He couldn't believe that ball was going right to him. So I saw that pass, and it's like, oh, those receivers are not there. Max will be kicking himself on that one there because that was easier than some of the passes thrown to him on offense. Maybe it was too easy.
That was a gimme for sure. We'll see what the defense can do here, see if they can hold and get the ball back from Cincinnati Hills. It'll be Miller by himself in the backfield. Trips to the right, twins to the left. He looks this time to his left. Low throw. Would have hit the ground, and it's number 12, Caden Penwell, breaking it up to make sure no one gets it.
Good job by Michael Stevenson with the pressure there. He made Miller hesitate on the throw initially, which then caused a bad throw. So now the Eagles are punting.
And it will be, it looks like number 21, their place kicker and also their punter. That is, let's see, Brady Nix. We mentioned his name earlier. He had the opening kickoff, and he will be on punting duty for the Eagles here. Snap is good, up high, flying side over side.
Ball, and it does
bounce. Yes, it does bounce the Eagles' way. Going to be inside the 20. Not quite sure if it'll be inside the 15.
Right, 20.
Well, they do say right at the 20. Okay.
All right, David, here's the $1 million question. Will they go to Andrew Potts again?
Well,
it's worked so far.
I'm going to say that if you've had this level of success, that they will probably go that way.
appears we have offset and personal fouls penalties here.
Flags fly at the end of the previous play. Both are for personal fouls. One against McClain, one against Cincinnati Hills. Those penalties will offset.
The officials are conferencing here, so they may be wondering what fine establishes they can go in Greenfield, Ohio after the game.
And
Something, as we have so many great restaurants
there,
here.
There are
to
quite
enjoy.
a few. Yes, indeed. And so offsetting penalties, the ball doesn't move one way or the other. Spotted on the 20-yard line. Tigers break the huddle. It'll be Stapleton in the backfield. Potts will be with him to his
Penwell
right.
wing this time.
Yes, they do. They got Penwell in that super back position. And they will give it to Penwell, this time off the left-hand side. Good block. Michael
There he
Stevenson
goes.
with a great block. It's number 18
Oh,
bringing
my.
Penwell down around the 45. That's a gain of 25 yards for the Tigers.
And Penwell just took him right down. I think he wanted a little bit of the action there. Oh, there's a penalty flag on there. Looks like we're going back, unfortunately. We'll see what the officials are calling there. Must be a holding call. We've not seen an official call.
The call is for holding going against the Tigers. That's 10 yards on spot of the foul.
So they're actually at the 21-yard line there, the 22.
Repeat, first down.
So they actually gain a couple yards.
It's like a first and 8 or a
It's
first
like
and 9, apparently.
Yeah, it's a first and 8 now as a result. So they'll replay the same down. This time Penwell splits out into a receiver position. Stapleton with it, hands to Potts, and this time the Eagles are able to meet him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
It's the first time Potts has been stopped the entire game. The Eagles had 5 guys there lined up at the line of scrimmage to stop Andrew Potts. He may have gained even a yard there from what we can see.
So the entire defensive line will get the stop forward progress. Stop for Potts at the line of scrimmage. This time Stapleton has it, looks to pass, going over the middle, floats it. Oh, and Eikenberry just off the fingertips. My goodness, he had a little bit of space, but just floated the ball a little too far.
Nice to Max. Max was wide open there, and, just a hair too far. Eikenberry made a great effort to try to get the attempt. That will make it 3rd down and 7.
Since that holding penalty, they have been brought back and have not had any gain, or maybe a gain of 1. I'm not
David, do
sure.
you go back to Andrew Potts here?
You might have to, because that seems to be the thing that's working for the Tigers. Of course, they haven't done much else as it's been so successful. This time Stapleton has it. He will look to pass once again.
Right there.
Swing
Wide
pass
open on the
goes out to
screen.
Potts, and he puts his stiff
About
arm
37.
into one, pushed out of bounds. That'll be a first down for McClain.
Receiver, Stapleton pass, pushed out of bounds. Gain on the play. Tigers first down. Timeout on the field for injury.
And I am not sure exactly who is down there on the field for Cincinnati Hills, but whoever it was got
number
a
12.
stiff arm from
Number 12,
Andrew
Ryan
Potts.
Scheisler.
Scheisler down, getting a little
One
bit
of their
of
cornerbacks there.
attention from the training staff.
So we absolutely hope that he's all right, of course. It's never easy when you have to go up against a 225-pound fullback.
Certainly
Coming
not.
at you on a screenplay. So it looks like they're working on his leg right now.
That
Maybe
seems
it's
to
just
be
some
the case.
cramps.
And while we have a chance here, we'd like to mention a couple of our sponsors. Siddeley Insurance has been giving you the coverage you need for over 60 years. Siddeley Insurance, they are a pillar of stability in the Greenfield community. For more than a half-decade, Siddeley Insurance in Greenfield, Ohio has been providing drivers, homeowners, farm owners, and businesses in Highland and surrounding counties with responsive and personalized insurance services to meet a variety of needs. As an independent insurance agency, they'll help you find the policy that best suits your lifestyle and budget. If you're a homeowner, business owner, farm owner, or driver in Ohio, Siddeley Insurance can help you find solutions customized to match your present and future needs. Stop into their office on Jefferson Street, or you can visit their website at www.siddeleyinsurance.com.
We are beginning the second quarter here, as we had a fast first quarter, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the McClain Tigers once again. You have Houston, Sponsel, Allison, Bodie, and Stevenson on the line. Owen Sykes is at tight end. In the backfield's Penwell and Potts. Eikenberry and McCune are wide, and of course Drake Stapleton's your quarterback. Quick pitch to Andrew Potts. He goes around the outside, past 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. He knocks him down.
Pushed out of bounds is Andrew Potts.
Line. Andrew Potts there on the carry. That was only for 51 yards.
Alex Wells finally pushes Potts out of bounds. Big run on the play into Eagles territory. First down.
Potts is out to 217 yards at the moment here early in the game. It's just amazing.
It is absolutely wild, and I don't know what the record is for rushing yards in the game, but he's probably nearing it right now in the first half. This time Stapleton has it. A little bit of a mishandled snap. He's going to have to take off, and he'll
Good
be
job,
ridden out of
Drake.
bounds. Number 54. It'll be Colin Papp pushing him out of bounds.
Stapleton did a good job there just holding on to that snap and making sure we don't have a turnover, and we only lost, 4 or 5 yards there. Yep. A little more.
All right, so good job by Stapleton there, as you mentioned, trying to make sure that, nothing else happened that didn't need to happen. Maybe a little bit of a bobbled snap, but still able to kind of compose himself. This time they give it to Potts, and fumble on the play. And Cincinnati Hills seems like they've got it.
We'll see what's going on.
I don't believe – actually, I think they're the fumble markers there, Steve. We had a little bit of a trouble with that in the past.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the Eagles.
Well, Andrew Potts done a great job. He's at 215 yards on the game officially. Now here's a chance to see how our defense responds after a little bit of adversity in the game. Fumbles will happen. They're part of the game.
Yes.
And we'll see how we respond. And, if we can put the Eagles down right away, or do we let them get some momentum now?
So we'll have to see what happens here with the Eagles as they trot back out onto offense after a short stint on the sideline. Their defense does a good job getting the ball back for them. And it will be, looks like different quarterback this time. So they've decided to swap out. It'll be number 16. Handing off to Mitchum. Mitchum with a gain near the first down mark. Oh, holy smokes. Eikenberry comes up with the ball, but they will say he is down, is Mitchum.
They give him about 9 yards there.
9 yards on the run.
28.
Mitchum on the run. Gain of near 9. Second down.
Yes, we did see, looks like Griffin, Richard.
Rydner Richard, yes.
He's a freshman.
He is a freshman quarterback. Number 16 will be behind center now, and I bet that's probably to try to get Miller out maybe a little bit wider and give him a chance to perhaps make some plays on the outside. Now they go under center. Mitchum will be met in the backfield. Flag on the play in the backfield.
I wonder if they had some movement, too. Officials are going Coach Penwell there.
They did not stop the play. They are talking to Coach Penwell. They have not said what the penalty is. No signal yet, at least from the official in the white hat. And that
depends on the yardage, because you keep second down or you can have third down in about 5. So talking it over with Coach Penwell to see what they want to do.
So we do think it is a penalty against the Eagles. Perhaps maybe illegal formation is my assumption here.
We'll wait and see what the officials call on the penalty here.
And the referee, Chris Meenick, will give us the call in just a moment.
They might be wondering whether to go to the McClain Tiger Booster booth or to the band booth during the halftime for some food and watch some of our entertainment. Pride of Highland County, so we'll see what they officially make a decision of.
They'll want to stick around because it's going to be a good show. They keep talking. They keep talking. My goodness.
Well, he's lining up from where the ball went, so I'm not sure which restaurant they want to go to after the game. So we're asking Coach Penwell, a longtime resident here in Greenfield, Ohio.
I've heard that there are a few good options, and they will finally give us a signal here. It will be illegal procedure. It can't be a false start. It'll be a legal procedure going against the Eagles.
Coach Penwell wants to take the down and the loss of yards.
All right, so a good job there by Coach Penwell to say, hey, would rather take the down. We got him behind the line. Have him throw. Oh, man, a high there. Snap. He's going to have to fall on it, and he does.
Lordy.
Not good for the Eagles. It'll be Reiner Richard covering up the high snap, but it'll be a loss for him.
I think Richard wasn't ready for the snap from the center, and that's the risk you take when you're going to your third quarterback and moving your second quarterback back to the receiver. They took a nice loss of yards there. The officials are going to place the ball around the 10. Is it around the 10-yard line?
It looks to be around the 10. The down marker has not moved.
Around the 14-yard line.
They move.
So that was an 11-yard loss there.
And
so
but
McClain Tigers persevered, and they were 3 and out there.
The good thing for the Eagles there, Reiner Richard was smart and just fell on the ball. If he tried to scoop that up, it could have not been maybe quite
that
as
could have been disastrous.
Good.
McClain could have walked right in for a touchdown if he doesn't.
So he does a good job, the freshman, at covering up that ball, keeps his head and his composure about him, but they'll be punting here, and it'll be Nix with the punt, gets it about his own goal line. Little bit of a rugby-style punt, and it is kicked out. Good bounce for the Eagles. That's going to be into Tiger territory, down to around the 49.
37-yard punt. Now the key here for McClain is see how they bounce back after having a turnover on offense. They've been driving very well in this game so far, setting the tone. McClain comes out with Robbie Wise coming in on the offensive line. Appears he's going to be at the right tackle position. The rest of the McClain lineup remains the same. Stapleton will take the step with Potts alongside. 1st and 10, McClain.
The pitch this time goes to Potts off the left-hand side. Good job by Cade Sponsel just moving a man off of the line of scrimmage. It'll be Potts going out of bounds around the 45, so doesn't get a first down, but he gets into Eagles territory.
You know, and that's the amazing thing about Andrew there. CHCA did a good job just staying in their lanes, and Andrew still gets 6 yards on the carry. So that puts Potts at 221 on the game. With that 6-yard carry, just being patient, letting the offensive line do their job and stay with their blocks.
Tigers break the huddle once again. Houston over center. Stapleton in the backfield, split backs, Potts and Penwell. This time it goes to Potts on a little bit of a counter action. He has to bounce back to the center, runs through one tackle, puts his head down, and he will make the line to gain inside the 40.
Great vision by Andrew Potts there. That play initially looked like there was nothing there, as the Eagles were initially all in the right lanes. But then Mr. Potts keeping his head up, which you teach the running backs to keep your head up, saw the lane and went right through there, and he picks up another 7 yards.
So good job there to get the first down by Andrew Potts. This time Stapleton will have Potts to his right. 2 backs split out to his right. This time Penwell comes on it, and he works his way around. A little bit of a counter action. He's brought down, wrapped up. The initial man making the contact is number 8. That'll be Cooper Jepson, and it is going to be another Tigers first down.
Caden Penwell looking like his dad back in the day when he was playing running back at McClain High School. Great vision. And Caden did a great job to pick up 13 yards. David, do you think McClain's going to throw the ball, or is going to keep running it because it seems to work?
Well, I tell you, if you can keep the clock moving and you can control what's going on, that's the best way to do it. They've thrown a couple passes. This time the pitch goes off the right side to Penwell. He'll bounce off of one and then brought down by another. Gain of near 5 on that.
Caden Penwell doing an excellent job of seeing the lane there. Now they spot that at the 22 for some reason. I thought he had made it to the 20-yard line, but apparently the officials disagreed with us there. So, but he did see the alley.
And now there's a flag on the field.
We have a penalty flag on the field. We don't know what it is. It's towards the sideline of Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy. A sideline warning. The dreaded sideline warning. Oh, my.
So nothing there in terms of penalty yardage, just a warning. But if they get the same thing again, it will result in penalty yardage. So this time it will be Penwell taking the counter run. And there will be a flag
penalty
thrown.
flag.
And I'm going to guess that's going to be for holding. It does look to be holding. Yes, it is.
They call holding on McClain. And the Eagles are going to take the penalty to move the Tigers back, who have been running so well. And those are the type of mistakes we want to avoid, obviously, when you're running the ball so well. Just keep it going. But unfortunately, we got the call there, so we'll have to.
Stapleton with now. He looks to pass, looking across the middle.
Wide
Eikenberry
open.
wide
Great
open.
catch.
Oh, and if the pass isn't just a notch high, I think Eikenberry waltzes into the end zone there, wide open.
That was a 24-yard completion from Drake Stapleton to Max Eikenberry. And I told you, David, all you have to do is make it hard for Max, and he makes those great catches every time. So looks like 1st and 10. I don't know. It's 1st and goal.
Redeems himself
Appears
off
to be 1st and goal from the officials there.
Redeems himself off a couple drops earlier and able to gain down now, given 1st and goal for the Tigers. This time
again.
It'll be McCune. Through his hands, maybe a little bit behind him there. Incomplete.
Nice look. You know, when I coached with Air Gossett back in the early 2000s, we'd throw the ball over and over and over. So it's such a different team. But when you have these big guys that can just run the ball down your throat, you make adjustments right away, and that's what good coaching does.
I know Coach Gossett does like to air it out when he gets the opportunity. Down here in the red zone, we'll see what happens. This time Potts goes out into kind of that super back position. Penwell, the lone back with Stapleton. This time the pitch to Penwell. He'll bounce outside, and he is brought down behind the line. It'll be looks like number 1, I believe, in on the play.
Yeah, the 48 quick pitch that time
correction.
they were ready for.
Correction, different number
and
there. I did not
like
see
the ball's
who it
going to
was.
be placed on the 12-yard line there. So which one do you target? Do you go a wheel route with Potts, or do you go, look for Eikenberry?
Yeah, they had that little wheel route or a little kind of swing pass out to Potts earlier. That was a good gainer. This time Potts will be to the left of Stapleton. 2 split out. It'll be Penwell.
Oh, beautiful
call.
Oh, my
goodness, Stapleton.
Beautiful call.
The recipient there, no one there. They split the defender, and Eikenberry hauls it in.
12-yard touchdown from Stapleton to Eikenberry. Excellent call, as he looked like he's going. They anticipate him. He's gone all year in the middle, and this time he goes right outside to the flag, and it's an easy pitch and catch there on the rollout.
They did a nice job, I thought, with the 2 receivers that were split out to the left. They rolled to that side, and they split the cornerback, forcing him to make a decision. He goes to the inside, forgets about Eikenberry behind him. There's no help with the safety coming over to replace, and it's an easy pitch and catch for Stapleton and Eikenberry. Stapleton will keep runs right up the middle. Oh, my goodness.
That's a new wrinkle by the Tigers.
Yes, indeed.
Outstanding calls by our coaching staff there in the last 2 plays there. It's amazing because when you scout a team, you see the tendencies. And Coach Tim Gossett there picked up on that and put some new wrinkles in this week, which are paying off big time. As Coach Woods scouted them, and Coach Penwell has done a great job here calling the defense. It's 21-0. I know Coach Pinwell's been very happy to bring Tim Gossett out of retirement and have him as his offensive coordinator during this day. Great job by Ethan Hurts Hogs. And we'll see how our defense responds now as they have a little bit of a cushion. The 21-0 lead with 6:39 to go in the second quarter.
Yes, 21-0, 6:39 as you mentioned here on the second quarter clock. It's been a pretty quick game. We're not quite to 8 o'clock. I mean, it's about a little bit closer than quarter till, and if they keep things on the ground, we might get to halftime before an hour, which is really, really, really moving. We'll see what happens, though, here. As you know, and I know, the 5 minutes before halftime are always the slowest.
Exactly. Kickoff, you never know as a coach how your players will respond. So let's see how the McClain Tigers respond on this kickoff.
This time it goes deep. It'll be Miller with the kickoff return. He makes his way off to the left now, up the hash, dodges, weaves, ducks, dodge, dive, and he will be brought down at the 37 after a decent return.
Great job by the McClain Tigers of staying in their lanes. Miller's an explosive talent there for the Eagles, and McClain Mighty Tigers stayed in their lanes as you're coached. And even with the missed tackle, they had plenty of guys to swarm Mr. Miller for the tackle. Let's see who they bring out at quarterback this time, David.
Yeah, that'll be kind of interesting because they've gone to Miller and then they swapped off and went to Rydner Richard, and I think it's going to be Rydner Richard again. Yes. The freshman will stay in the backfield as a signal caller. He'll have Mitchum on his left now, trips to the right, single receiver to the left. He will look to his left for Miller, pump fake. Try to go with a little hesitation, move on the outside, but the pass well outside of the reach of Miller.
McClain defense had good pursuit on that play, on that, and I wonder how the timing is with Richard and his receivers, being that he's usually the third-string quarterback. I don't know if he's getting much practice time normally.
It's hard
to get the timing down with them.
Hard to tell. Looks like the same formation, but this time they will hand it off to Mitchum. He will bounce his way off the left-hand side. Gains about 3, maybe 2 only on the play, depending upon where they spot it. But gains, nonetheless, a positive yardage for Cincinnati Hills.
Mitchum had a nice run there, but the McClain Mighty Tigers were ready to go there and stop him for a 3-yard gain as they filled all the lanes. So it seems like the Eagles of Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy have been throwing the ball more. With 3rd and 7, we'll see if they go back to their bread and butter of Mitchum or throw it again.
This time it'll be Rydner Richard looking to his left. Good pass, complete. Miller with it. He gives a little bit of a hesitation. Juke, he's going to have to outrun one. Oh, but he steps out of bounds. He had a wide open path to the end zone, and the only thing that stopped him was his left foot.
Well, our Tigers got a break there, and
Miller on the reception makes a move, steps on the sideline.
I will say number 16, Griffin Richard, had some poise there as the rush was approaching him, and the timing was right down there, but fortunately he's down to 25. That was a 35-yard completion.
And you can see just the athleticism of Miller there. This time they hand it off to Mitchum. He does a little bit of a juke move in the backfield, and he's going to have a first down as well before he's finally pushed out.
It looks like the Eagles got away with the hold there, but the referees did not see that. They don't have the press box view. That will be 1st and goal at the 9.
Around the 9-yard line, pushed out of bounds, but it's 1st and goal for the Eagles.
All right, so maybe getting away with a hold there, maybe not. They don't throw the flag, so it doesn't count for anything. And Cincinnati Hills with another chance now, their second one inside the 10-yard line.
They don't throw them in an offensive line too often. Usually it's those receivers or backs. If they're out there holding, they get them every time.
So Rydner Richard, the signal caller, getting them moving up and down the field. He is by himself in the backfield. He's going to have Mitchum come in motion. They will look to the left.
Straight at him.
81, the big target.
And nothing there.
But nothing available. It'll be incomplete. Second and goal.
Richard, being a young quarterback, was looking straight at the receiver. You can tell exactly what the play was called. As he matures and plays more in this game, I'm sure he'll do some more checkoffs. But right now, he was ready to go to the big guy there, and the Tigers were right on it defensively.
The Tigers doing a good job. They had 2 men there on the big target roam. And they will once again split 3 off to the right and 2 to the left. It'll be Ryder Richard all by himself in the backfield. He'll survey the field, now puts Mitchum in motion. Same look. This time swing pass going.
Swing pass, good call there. Let's see if the Tigers
having to go back in. Potts does a good job.
Yes, great containment by the Tigers there.
And what could have been a big play ends up with just a gain of a few.
I like the call by Casey Woods there, the Eagles, but McClain stayed very disciplined on a difficult play to defend.
Mitchum, the recipient, gain on the play of about 5, third and
They're at the
goal.
5-yard line there.
All right, so ball spotted on the 5, close to the near hash as we look at it. The Eagles moving from left to right. They're looking to try to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. 21-0 your score as the clock ticks under 5 minutes.
I don't know how they don't go to number 11, Cameron Miller here.
They're going to have to do something. I don't know if he has enough space because he seems like he just has that level of athleticism. It'll be Ryder Richard kind of turning to the sideline along with the rest of his receivers trying to get the kind of the last-minute call to either confirm or possibly throw an audible in there. Ryder Richard calling things. Movement on the far side.
A little excite. 2 of their players on the left in the Twins formation moved, unfortunately for the Eagles there, so that will make it 3rd and goal at the 10-yard line.
Going against the Eagles, that is a 5-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
I would think they would pass here.
I would assume so. Maybe, to be honest, that might be a little bit better for him, giving him a little bit of room.
Let your star get open there. If you're on the Eagles of Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy.
And if you are the Tigers defense, you have to be saying to yourself, we have to find number 11 and have a purple jersey blanketing him the whole time.
David, he is wide out by himself against number 7, DJ Frost, as the officials blow the whistle. The
little bit of
timing
a
mechanism.
Shoulder pad issue, perhaps, I think, trying to get the shoulder pad back into one of the jerseys for the Tigers. Yes, you're right.
I can see a fade pattern here.
Miller wide out to the left. You're right. That would be a great call. And Tigers show blitz with Penwell coming off of the left-hand side.
They call timeout.
And they will call time.
Timeout call. Timeout belongs to Cincinnati Hills.
Cincinnati Hills coach Casey Woods wants to talk it over with his young quarterback, number 16, Griffin Richard. And, you know, I could swear that they were going to go to Miller there, and they saw the blitz, and I don't know if they got a little tentative.
Yeah.
I don't think Caden was going to blitz myself. I think we were showing blitz, but you never know what would be up the sleeve of Coach Penwell there.
It makes you rethink what's going on. You know, that's a good job by the defensive coaching staff there. They throw that in, maybe make the young quarterback kind of a little bit trepidatious before he snaps the ball, and they have to burn a timeout as a result.
And Coach Woods may be rethinking this, probably 2-down territory to score 21-0 McClain. Maybe they run the ball here and try to just pick up half and then go for it on 4th down, obviously. I don't see them kicking a field goal, even though their kicker has a great leg, Brady Nix.
I would imagine so. That's probably a good idea. 2-down territory as they're under 4 minutes now yet to get on the scoreboard. If they can score one here before half and potentially even maybe get a stop, they have a chance to maybe put a little bit of a dent here into this 21-point deficit that they find themselves in.
And they change the formation this time.
They do. They go a little bit tighter, trips to the right, and it'll be Mitchum going off to the left. The pass just a little bit beyond his left hand, and it'll be incomplete.
They had 11 almost doing a pseudo crackback block there. You cannot crack back from behind, so they did a screen pass in order to block from behind the line of scrimmage. I did not like that call there from the Eagles.
No, I thought they had a little bit better of a matchup earlier. We know DJ Frost is a good cover, but we saw the athleticism that Miller has. If he's out there on an island, I think that's a little bit better, and that's what they look to go back to.
You have to go to Miller here if you're the Eagles.
Ryder Richard takes the snap.
He's looking at him.
Will look
DJ's
that way.
right on it. Let's see if they got him.
Is he short?
He's short.
He might be short.
Why you don't throw a fade pattern there
my goodness.
Beyond me. I don't know. As you know, as an old coach, I'm throwing the fade against a smaller defensive back. So I don't understand the play calling at all by the Eagles there. McClain, great job by DJ Frost, who was right on it, and he followed the fundamentals, broke him down, tackled him from the waist down. Incredible job by DJ Frost, who came back after not playing last year. And, you know, the track and field star the All-League 800 runner. He's
That's
done an
right.
outstanding job at corner this year. So we couldn't be more proud of him.
So the Tigers with a long field again. Remember the last time they were backed up against the shadow of their own goal line, it took one play and Andrew Potts was off to the races. They give it to Potts once again, and he will rumble forward. Good gain. Flags fly at the end of that play, so it'll be a dead ball penalty. We'll see what it's for.
I think the tempers may be flying a little bit, so we'll see what the officials call here. And the play stands. It looks like Potts had gotten out to the 5 prior to the flag.
Personal foul going against the Tigers. That's a dead ball penalty.
So where will they put the Tigers at here?
Past the distance to the goal.
Okay, so that is after the play, so it's 2nd and
Yes.
8 apparently.
So the flag happens after the runner was down and the whistle had blown. So the Tigers kind of shooting themselves in the foot there. They gain about 5, and then they back up another 2.5. Going straight under center, the give from Stapleton to Potts once again. Tight, nowhere to run, and no gain on the play.
You know, we talked about that. Andrew Potts at 230 yards already, but you got to not make mistakes, especially when you're ahead.
Yes,
nothing shuts your momentum down.
We had one personal foul earlier that offset, thank goodness, at the end of a punt. But now this one really hurting the Tigers as they had a little bit of breathing room, and now they are still tight against their
goal. 49
goal.
pitch here. Nope,
and
he's passing.
No, he will pass. It'll be Stapleton
Look
looking.
Oh, no.
Floats it, and it's number 8.
Interception number 8.
Interception, pick 6.
Cooper
Jepson gets that and gets the Eagles on the scoreboard.
Stapleton's pass intercepted. Cooper Jepson with the interception returns it into the end zone. That'll be a touchdown for the Eagles.
You know, they had Caden on the wheel route there, and Cooper Jepson was all over it there, unfortunately, for the 20-yard.
And I'm not sure if I think Stapleton might have kind of got caught wanting to go one way and then saw another, and kind of the brain didn't match up with what the body wanted to do.
I can tell you from playing QB, the wheel route, you love to throw it to your running backs and get them out there when you can. It's tempting.
And we got a timeout on the field. Looks like it'll be McClain's timeout.
The Tigers take a timeout to regroup here. The score 21-6 McClain with 2:38 to go in the second quarter. They're going to talk it over here with Coach Penwell. The Tigers, we'll see how they respond after a little adversity here. That's the second turnover on the night. We do want to thank our sponsors, Community Savings Bank. Community Savings Bank is a state-chartered mutual savings institution because the company is owned by its depositors and not stockholders. The attention is focused on community development, customer relationships. Community Savings Bank's mission is to serve as a cornerstone of the community development while providing superior financial services. And they do that every day at their locations in Bethel and Greenfield. All right, it appears at CHCA, Eagles will be kicking the extra point. Number 21, Brady Nix, with the hold from number 11, Cameron Miller, to make it a 21-7 McClain lead.
So Nix will look to the holder. As you mentioned, Miller, 2:38 here on the clock as this PAT will be put into the air. Good kick.
Right through there.
Splits the uprights. 21-7.
That makes it 21-7 with the PAT there from number 21, Brady Nix. We'll see how our McClain Tigers will rebound here on the kickoff here as special teams coach Richard Oakes gets them out there. Coach Penwell will make sure the team regroups. This would be a great time to run a 2-minute drill drive and see, what we can do before the half.
I think the Tigers, they were kind of forced a little bit to get on the ground with getting the ball back on that turnover on downs. They were right on their goal line at the 1, and so you got to get a little bit of breathing room. They do, but then they back themselves up with a penalty and kind of got stuck.
You force the play calling when you get a personal foul, and you have to go half the distance to the goal. So we need to make sure that we eliminate those penalties and just play a clean game, which we talked about at the beginning of the game.
That was one of your keys to the game, Coach Roble, and I think that's just something that the Tigers have struggled with at times all year long. Last week they played pretty clean, or at least to my knowledge, or remembrance, they played pretty clean. But this week, that one really hurting them. Just a couple penalties here. They had a couple holds as well on the offensive side. So really not what you want to see. Hopefully they can get it cleaned up here as they close out the first half and get into the second. So Nix will tee up the ball, and it will be Cummins and Eikenberry, the deep men for the Tigers. Nix to kick. Good deep kick. And Cummins has it. Gets ahead of steam, but he will be met by number 15 of the Eagles and then finally brought down.
Riley Cummins with a 15-yard return from 10 to 25. The Eagles did a good job of staying in their lanes there. But here's a great opportunity for McClain to bounce back after a little adversity. And they come back with the starting 11 out there. Let's see what Coach Gossett has up his sleeve in play calls. I know Coach Penwell probably talked to his offensive team after the last drive and said, hey, forget about it. That's life. We're going to move on now. So let's see how the Tigers respond.
And so the Tigers will have it. Stapleton this time gives on the counter. Like it a lot. And it will be Penwell gaining good yardage out past the 30 and around the 33 is where he's finally brought down. Gain of about 7.
KP did a great job of following his blockers there, being patient. Sometimes those holes don't develop right away, so that's a very smart running back there, waiting for the holes to come out, and that's a great job getting 7 yards on that play.
And so it'll be Stapleton once again in the shotgun. Potts to his right. He calls for it. Now looks to pass, drops back, going across the middle. It'll be Caden Penwell.
Great play.
Spins.
Nice.
He will be gone. Spins just off of one and no one else near it.
68-yard touchdown pass.
Wow.
From Stapleton there. Great job, Drake, and great job, KP, breaking the tackle. That is the way you want to respond if you're the McClain Tigers there. A 2-play drive, and,
both
Coach Penwell decided we're going back to the pass right away. We're not going to hesitate after the interception, and it pays off big. The 68-yard touchdown pass to Caden Penwell from Drake Stapleton. Emerson Yates will attempt the extra point here to make it a 28-7 game.
Caden Penwell looking like doing his best impression of a washing machine, putting the spin cycle into motion.
Oh, my gosh. It was just amazing. We need a Tide sponsorship, I think, after that play. Call it Procter & Gamble.
Yeah. And so it'll be Yates to kick. He puts it up. This time it's a much better kick than the previous few, and it will split the uprights. It is good.
1:45 to go. McClain bounces back right away. The 68-yard touchdown from Drake Stapleton to Caden Penwell.
What a quick drive. My goodness. I mean, you're talking about having a little bit of – you mentioned adversity earlier. They have some adversity. The pick six, they could have gotten a little bit down on themselves. They come right back with force quickly.
And, you're going to have mistakes in high school regardless of how good you are. How do you respond after the mistakes are made is the difference between great teams and just pretty good teams.
That's right. And while we wait for this next kickoff, we'd like to say thank you to another one of our sponsors. That'll be Fayette Carpet. Name brand products at competitive prices. Expert advice from friendly people. Stylish design made easy at Fayette Carpet. You'll get all that and more with a huge selection of hardwood, carpet, tile, and more, plus window blinds, cabinets, and countertops. They've stocked all the necessities to make that home remodel go smoothly. Over the years, this family business has maintained a reputation for reliability by always being upfront about services and prices. Honesty and professionalism are just a few ways that they've shown their commitment to the community since 1985.
And we do business with Fayette Carpet all the time. They do an outstanding job handling our flooring in all of our buildings.
And so it'll be Yates to kick off once again. Miller will be the deep man. This one looks like it will skip into the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
Surprise, surprise. We kicked it all the way in the end zone, and they weren't ready for that. Coach Richard Oakes, the special teams coach, is fired up with that call, and rightfully so. And, right now our coaching staff is on fire here. We haven't done that probably since week 1, kicking the ball that far.
I don't think so. I don't think we've had a touchback this year, to my knowledge.
No, and they weren't ready for that.
They certainly
obviously
were not. Yeah, he did a good job of getting the ball in the air with some speed. It hops. We know Miller couldn't get there. He's speedy, but he wasn't getting on that one.
And it's another wrinkle to show our league as well
Yes.
for next week's opener.
So the snap this time, Reitner Richard.
Reverse.
Oh, it's going to be a reverse. Now a reverse pass.
Lateral.
And my goodness, there is no one there.
And let's see.
It's going to be a catch. They'll give it to the offensive man.
Give it to the offense.
Wow. Number
Great recovery
4,
there.
I believe. Yes, the receiver.
Well, that's a little razzle-dazzle there by CHCA. Number 4, Josh Irwin, who has been looked at all day, ends up with the reception there. But now we're down to 120 as the clock is rolling once again.
I think there was a competition there to see how many players could touch the ball. It'll be a pass
88.
this time complete. They're moving the ball through the air. 88 with the reception. That'll be Jackson Vest, and he gets positive yardage into the McClain territory.
About 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3. 57, 56, 55 seconds to go, though.
Yeah, the clock ticks. We know the Eagles have one more timeout.
McClain responds here. All it takes is one play by the defense to knock back the Eagles.
In motion. Now he'll line up
Blitz.
on the left side. Blitz going up the middle. Potts, they have to get rid of it. Good job with coverage
nice
as well.
Call by Coach Penwell.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Cameron Medley does a good job coming in and breaking that up at the last minute.
We're down 37 seconds there. The McClain blitz forced number 16, Griffin Richard, to throw the ball incomplete to the sidelines. 3rd and 3 at the 45.
And the Eagles look to the sideline trying to figure out what to call here on 3rd down.
I'm not sure if they're down to one timeout.
They have one left, I believe.
So they got to rush this here.
Yes, they're going to have to go fairly quickly here, although the time is stopped with a result
I'm looking
of that
for Cameron Miller wherever he's at.
He looks to be on the far side with 2 of his other receivers. They'd look that way. He comes back.
Bubble
a little
screen.
bit of a bubble screen action.
No blockers. So
no blockers,
it's
though.
first down, so it stops the clock temporarily.
The pass complete. Miller, the recipient. He'll make the line to gain. The sticks move. First down.
And so they will get
And
under
they're at the
center. They're
40-yard
going
line
to
here.
spike the ball, stop it without having to call a timeout.
The ball is spiked. Stopping the clock. Second down.
And they can keep doing that, but they're going to have to go throw side outs or go down the sideline because the time's running out here in the first half.
Yeah, if they don't have those blockers on the middle, they're going to have to make sure they can either get out of bounds or get the first down. It'll be all 5 wideouts, 3 to the right, 2 to the left, and Reitner Richard taking the snap. He looks to his left, now has to roll to his left, and he's going to just have to keep it, gets his way out of bounds
Smart
to
play.
stop
There's
the clock.
nothing there.
Reitner Richard will keep his run ends out of bounds after positive yardage.
Looks like he's at the 38.
3rd down.
3rd and 8. Hey, that's a smart play by a young kid there. You could have easily thrown it or panicked and it had been an interception, possibly a pick 6.
Yeah.
He was patient and just took it out of bounds.
Good head on his shoulders there, keeping his composure and just getting out of bounds, getting a little bit of positive yardage. He will call with Mitchum to his left for a little added
He's
protection.
looking that way.
Has to go, going back to Miller. He's on his knee to get the reception. It'll be a first down.
29-yard line. Just
Miller with the reception. The pass from Reitner Richard is complete. And timeout called by the Eagles. That'll be their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
9 seconds to go here. You have to take some shots at the end zone or maybe one more quick out, which, I think this young QB showing some poise, but he's definitely, waiting to throw the ball a little bit or scrambling for some extra time.
Agreed, yeah. If you want to try to make it manageable, you're either going to have to, like you said, get a quick hitter and get out of bounds, but at most you got 2 plays here.
So, and I'm sure Coach Penwell's relaying that right now, that they have to go in the end zone Do not let that ball go in the end zone right now. And do not let that quarterback go out and scrambled out in the open territory.
So with 9 seconds on the clock, we'd like to say thank you to McCarty Associates for over 50 years. McCarty Associates has completed innumerable commercial, industrial, and residential projects for their clients, and they're happy to meet with you and offer their expertise. They offer a wide range of engineering services to meet your project needs. Years of experience with project design, management, and site analysis allow them to implement affordable and robust engineering solutions. Whether you're looking to develop a new commercial site, roadway, or mark a property line, you can rely on McCarty Associates to give you the information you need.
Put 11 seconds now on the clock here, the officials. So that gives them 2 plays. That changes everything. We heard the coaches call that in. They call that in from the coaches thing that put 11 back on the clock now. So that's a big break for the Eagles there. That's definitely 2 plays, possibly 3 plays, depending on what they call.
And they will
looking for a quick side out there.
Oh, incomplete, though. Miller
but it only took off 3 seconds there.
Miller cannot haul it in, looking to run before he had it.
So it's 2nd down and 10. It's 29. I know they want to do a quick out, but you got to go a little further than that. That's not going to get you too far. You have a guy like Cameron Miller there. Send him out. Send him out at this point.
It will be Miller on the close side this time with
McClain has a couple guys basically 20 yards down the backfield looking for the deep pass.
They're looking for Miller on the slant. It is complete, and he is going to make it into the end zone.
Gets in there. 29-yard touchdown to Cameron Miller there right before the half. Great poise shown there by number 16.
That is
Griffin Richard.
Big with 2 seconds,
2
left
seconds
on
to go
the
on the clock.
Those 2 seconds really mattered.
That mattered. I mean, that could have been the difference in there. So, but with 2 seconds, it's 28-13 McClain. Number 21, Brady Nix.
I think if they don't have those 2 seconds, they probably don't run something like that because you don't want to take the opportunity to throw it up the middle.
They're going in the end zone at that point. Point's good.
Nick's kick is good. Your score during the second quarter, McClain 28, Cincinnati Hills.
Unfortunately, I don't think we'll get an explanation from the officials why they added 2 seconds onto the clock.
I am not sure. It took a while for them to relay that up.
Yes, usually they relay that up right away. And unfortunately they didn't, and they relayed it through the sidelines, which gave, the Eagles more time for the plays to be called and to think about different plays rather than just maybe going in the end zone for 1 or 2 passes.
So the Tigers will get it back, but they're going to have, if they're going to do anything, it's going to have to be on the return because it's likely to be a squib kick, I'm going to guess.
Yes. Unless they touch it down. They could touch it down.
That is true.
And, call a fair catch depending on what they do. But, yeah, I would agree that they would squib kick to get them running.
And I would imagine, or at least in my estimation, that Coach Oakes, as you mentioned, the special teams coaches, told his men that if you get a chance, just go ahead and, take it, fall to the turf. Maybe we can keep it second on the clock perhaps.
And at halftime, they're going to have to figure out a way to obviously stop Mr. Miller because he's more dangerous as a receiver than at quarterback.
Well, and you give him a little bit of space. At quarterback, he's got all 11 purple shirts wanting to come toward him. But at receiver, they can split him out and kind of get a little bit of a mismatch.
He can definitely use that speed to his advantage. Brady Nix is going to kick off here with 2 seconds to go.
And it will be a squib. And it bounces off of Jaden Allison. That will run out the clock. And that'll be the end of your first half.
At the half, your score. McClain 28. Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy 14. We've had an exciting first half here on our McClain Athletic live feed here. We look forward to seeing the McClain Mighty Tigers marching band, the pride of Highland County.
And so
coming out here to perform at halftime.
We'll let them get lined up, and we'll just go straight here into the house so that you can enjoy your marching Tigers and Tigerettes.
proudly present the pride of Highland County, the McClain Marching Tigers and Tigerettes. The band is under the direction of Rick Douglas, assisted by Skylar Mag and David Weeks. The Tigerettes are advised by Toddy Weeks, and our majorette advisor is Fiona Gilbert. The majorette captain is Skylar Maysdale. Our Tigerette captain is Rochelle Priest, with co-captains Abby Mustard and Vivian Dennis. The assistant field commander is Emily Howard, and our 2022 field commander is Ava Calhoun. We start the evening with a British gentleman that got his start in boy band One Direction. Harry Styles' effortless vocals and a modern pop beat made this a top 10 staple on the Billboard Hot 100. Here is Adore You. From former boy band artist to a former girl group artist. When Destiny's Child had run its course, it was time for Beyonce to shine. This collab with Jay-Z was her debut single and sets the stage for our Tigerettes to smile, sparkle, and shake to this 2003 chart topper. Here is Crazy in Love. It has been said that music expresses that which cannot be said. So this evening, we welcome members of our middle school band program to join us on the field. We combine our middle school band with the marching Tigers and Tigerettes for a total of over 150 performers. We ask that you put your hands together and help us to sing along. If you can't sing, then just shout the words to Gary Glitter's classic stadium anthem, Rock and Roll Part 2, better known as the Hay Song. We close with a song that's earned fame at sporting events worldwide. With its recognizable riff and defiant lyrics, this is surely this group's signature hit. Here is the White Stripes' Seven Nation Army. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Highland County, your McClain Marching Tigers, Tigerettes, and Middle School Band.
What a great job by the pride of Highland County. Your McClain Mighty Tigers Marching Band under new director Rick Duffus.
Good to see the middle school band program out there as well. Always nice to have junior high night and get our middle schoolers out there, get them a little experience at what they'll probably, or at least for our 8th graders, what they'll be experiencing next year, and kind of get that excitement and energy going and keep that program ticking along as it has been. It's been going really strong here for the last number of years.
It's a great program builder. It brings a ton of fans in our seats, so it's great to see a huge marching band, large amount of Tigerettes out there, and a large amount of Majorettes also. They do an outstanding job every week.
And it's been it'll be a short halftime with the Tigers band being the only one to perform. So Cincinnati Hills will not bring a band to tonight. We will have, just for those that are still sticking with us through halftime, we will have our Tiger Trivia when we come back. We're going to take a little bit of a break so that we can get a sip of water and rest ourselves.
Are you kidding me?
Up.
We're going on break before we do the trivia.
I know, but we got to let them know. We got to let them know we're going to come back here at the end of the halftime, give them some Tiger Trivia here during the warm-up period, and then we'll have our winner announced at the end of the third.
I don't know how Tiger Nation's going to contain themselves.
Well, you know what? They're going to have to wait with bated breath.
All right. Well, then I guess we must take a break if we must.
So we'll be back here in just a few short minutes. 8:03 left on the halftime clock. We'll be back in about 8 minutes. And we are back here at McClain Stadium, about to end the halftime period and get the warm-up time for the players started. Cincinnati Hills has made their way out of the locker room. Your score here at half, McClain 28 and Cincinnati Hills 14. The Tigers getting the scoring early. Cincinnati Hills getting a couple touchdowns there before the half to stay within striking distance. The Tigers make their way out of the field house and will come out for the warm-up time here. 3 minutes on the clock, and with the warm-up time, as we promised, it is time for Tiger Trivia. We are excited to bring that to you from RoofX, your local roofing experts, our sponsor for this week. If you have residential, commercial roofing needs, seamless gutters are also a specialty, and they have financing available. You can contact their sales manager, Sean Hickok, at his office phone at 937-509-8085. Our Tiger Trivia question for this evening. We know that the McClain seniors get the opportunity to walk down the marble steps when they graduate. So the question is, how many total steps are in the marble staircase?
I have no idea. At
McClain High School. And the first to guess the number closest without going over will win. We are playing Price is Right rules. So once again, that question, the marble staircase that's located in the high school has how many total steps? First to get the number without going over wins. Just so you know, this does include both sides of the staircase along with the landings and all of that stuff. So every step that you would have to go up or down to get from one floor to the next if you traveled and looked at both sides.
Oh, my. I'll tell you, it must be about 5,000.
It might be. I know for sure that staircase is not used very often.
No.
We see it used about once a year during baccalaureate and the commencement time, and that's about it. It's a very interesting and unique staple to McClain High School that they have to really say, hey, you know, this makes our school just that one little notch above some of the others that are around.
It is amazing indeed. Hey, first half steps. First for the Eagles of Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy. We had a touchdown from Griffin Richner to Cameron Miller, 29 yards, and they also had a pick six from Jake Murphy. Those were their two scores. For McClain, Andrew Potts dominated the game early and often. He had 230 rushing yards, 14 receiving yards, a few touchdowns along the way. Caden Penwell, 24 rushing yards, a 68-yard touchdown pass from Drake Stapleton. Max Eichenberry also had a 12-yard touchdown pass from Drake Stapleton. Stapleton has 94 yards passing on the game, including 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. So those are your first half stats here.
And it's been a game, as we mentioned earlier, where the Tigers had kind of gotten out early. They seemed to be asserting their dominance on the ground, and then they were able to kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit. Perhaps a little bit of that due to some setbacks, some of which caused by themselves, and they give up 14 points to Cincinnati Hills toward the end of the half.
Coach Penwell addressed that with them, David, at the half, because you know that's a big difference in the game right now. Is some of those little mistakes, they add up against you. So I'm sure Coach Penwell addressed them. Fortunately, we've played an excellent first half besides mistakes to have 28 points on the board. Kicking off for McClain will be number 24, Emerson Yates. Deep man's Miller. Let's see what McClain does this time. The last time they did a touchback to throw off the Eagles.
So we'll see if they can just kick it deep and away from Miller, perhaps, as he's sitting right at the middle of the field on the 10-yard line. Emerson Yates will walk back to line it up.
I'll be interested to see if Logan Muller starts the second half. He appears to be here.
Yes.
Their varsity starting quarterback.
So we will see what happens. He has made it to the building, or I guess to the field. This kick does go very similarly. It will bounce into the end zone.
Job.
Great again. Good job by Yates.
Emerson Yates. That's impressive indeed. The Eagles will start at the 20-yard line. Coach Penwell will send out the Tiger defense in the second half. Luke Dumey, Andrew Potts, Jay Nelson,
and Cade Sponsel
Caden
will
Penwell,
be out there
Owen
as
Sykes,
well.
TJ Frost.
Looks like Cam Medley, Riley Cummins, and Eikenberry will round out the rest of the players there on defense. And it will be, no, it's Ryder Richard in the backfield. He will hand off, looks like to Mitchum, I
Allison's
believe.
right on it there.
Good job by Allison in the interior of the line to get that tackle.
So Mitchum with the carry. Looks like he gained 1 yard, 2nd and 9. Oh, excuse me there, Mitchum. Braden Mitchum from Richard.
So a different, looked like a different back. It would be, I think.
Oh, they got him out in time. Okay.
Benny Smoot, perhaps.
Going back.
Pass,
bubble screen.
Miller, bubble screen, yes, and he is
About
pushed
8
out
or
of
9
bounds.
yards.
Eikenberry pushes him out. Might have gotten the line to gain, but I think he's a little bit short.
See what the officials spot this pass here. They're calling it 3rd down, so apparently he was out of bounds. So they're 3rd and short.
So Cincinnati.
Now they're going to call about 3rd and 2.
3rd and
apparently.
2, okay. Reiner Richard with the call. He hands off. It'll be a first down, number 1 with it. And he is brought down. DJ Frost has him around the ankles, but that was about it. That was going to get him flag at the end of the play. Oh, another flag flies as well.
Tiger on the ground there. McClain Tiger on the ground
run is
after
by
the play.
Nick Wilkowski. Brought down by DJ Frost.
Runs to the 47.
Flags fly at the end of the action.
Let's see what the officials figure out here. They're talking to middle linebacker Cade Sponsel right now. Checking in for the Tigers is number 8 Tyson Nedler. He's going to go to the corner position. Frost must be hurt on the play.
And they looked like they were talking to Cincinnati Hills. It will be a dead ball penalty, personal foul against Cincinnati Hills, and another against the Tigers. They offset.
So offsetting penalties. They placed the ball officially at the 46. Nick Wilkowski, that was his first carry of the game as Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy is showing some different looks now to keep the Tigers off balance after looking pretty much like the Miller and Mitchum show for the first quarter and a half. They've really changed it up here since then.
It'll be Reiner Richard all by himself. Trips to his left. He will look to his
that
left.
Bubble again.
Bubble screen again. Miller, this time they force him back. He does a little bit of dancing, and he'll pick up a first down.
Tigers are on it, but we missed that first tackle, and that allows Miller to get a 12-yard gain. So good juke move by number 11. And he gets a 12-yard reception for the first down. McClain's going to have to buckle down here on defense and persevere a little bit as the ball's now on the 43-yard line.
This spread attack is really stretching out the defense for McClain, and we know that their cornerbacks are a little bit on the
looks like a false start there.
Weak side there. False start.
Number 12. You can see the official call it as number 12 turned around and was asking what did he do, but Ryan Scheisler moved early, so it's a 5-yard penalty, moving them back to about the 47-yard line.
So they will spot the ball back 5 yards. Be 1st and 15.
Now, you know, they're going to Miller on these little bubble screens, and it's working. Do you think they just keep going, or are they going to try to mix it up again?
The question becomes, how close do you want to play him on that? Because if you play him tight, they're going to try to send him deep. We know that he has that kind of breakaway speed. We saw it earlier in the first half. So how close do you want to play him? Right now, DJ Frost is playing him off about 7 yards. Now he backs up again. This time they look to Miller. DJ Frost comes in, gives him a lick where he receives
right there.
it.
Good play by DJ Frost to keep it to a short game of 3 yards as they continue throwing to Miller. So it's 2nd and 7. And let's see if they change it up. Looked like they're doing a counter as they moved 81 Roman on a wing to tight end. But they did not do a counter play here. They are spread out once again. There are no one in the backfield. Trips to the right, twins to the left. Goes to number 12 for a screen. And he runs into 53, his own play, and he gets smashed. Emerson Yates. That is a loss of play there. That looks like a 5 or 6 yard loss there. And sometimes with the screens, it's reward or risk there. And that time, McClain was ready for it on that side, despite them throwing to Miller time and time again. So great job by the Tiger D. Brings up about 3rd and 14 now. The ball on the 46-yard line.
And so it'll be Reitner Richard calling with an empty shotgun look across the middle. 18 with it.
Oh,
Tipped. Eikenberry has
nice
it.
Gift.
Has a chance to get a couple blockers and get some good yardage, and then scampers out of bounds around the midfield stripe. The pass is intercepted. Max Eikenberry returns it near the midfield
great
stripe.
Job there as he gets the gift handed to him. He does a great run back using those track and field skills to get to the 49-yard line. That's a 23-yard interception return. Now they're going to move it back to the 47, so it's a 21-yard interception return.
Okay, so
the officials didn't agree with me, unfortunately, so that wouldn't be the first not to agree with me.
Something I saw at the end of the play, and it's been a problem for the Tigers most of the year. Michael Stevenson really wanting to finish off the play, but he's blocking about 10 yards or 15 yards in front of everything. He's got to calm that down.
Aggressive.
Potts with the run. Good run.
Looks like a first down run by Andrew Potts
for the Tigers.
Potts gets about great run by Potts, 12 yards. That brings him to 242.
So nearing that 250 mark is Andrew Potts. He will be to the left of Stapleton, Penwell to his right. Single splits off to the right and left. Hand off to Potts once again. Met eventually around the line, but there are flags, and they go around the same spot, so probably a hold on the Tigers. They walk to that side to ask if the Eagles want to take it.
They put their hands on their hips. Usually it's a penalty on the offense. So we'll see what the referee's called. It is holding. So that will nullify the run there. So unfortunately the Tigers have a mistake there, which is going to cost them 10 yards and bring up a 1st and 20 back at the 47.
So
we'll see
loss.
They stay with the ground or if they go to the air. Last time they went to the air after a penalty, so we'll see what Coach Penwell and the Tigers dial up here.
So Stapleton with it, Penwell in the super back position, and they get him
offsides. Get 5 yards
look
back.
Like
there.
78 jumped from his defensive tackle spot.
The big guy Lunaski could not wait, so they give us back 5 yards. Thank you there. So that makes it 1st and about 15. So it's at the 48-yard line.
All right, so the Tigers get 5 of it back. Still 1st and long here, 1st and 15. Stapleton calling it from the gun. Counter play to Penwell off the left-hand side. Good yardage, pushed out of bounds.
Great job, KP.
And he is finally wrestled down by number 1 of the Eagles.
That's a 12-yard run. Excellent counter call.
So good yardage there. They get on the positive side of the sticks now. Stapleton calling for it with 2 backs. Gives it to Potts off the right-hand side. Runs through one tackle. Runs through another and bulldozes a couple other Eagles on a way to another Tigers 1st down.
Looks like he's going to be at the 16-yard line. Officially 15-yard line. Excuse me, 20. Excuse me there. So another 16 yards for Andrew Potts. That's going to put him at 258 yards on the game.
Big yardage for Potts tonight.
Do you not just give it to KP and Potts the rest of the game here?
I think you got to keep – I mean, unless you really know that you can spread them out and get the yardage through the air, I think you just stay with your 1-2 punch.
We're controlling the line of scrimmage, taking time off the clock. It's amazing right now.
Stapleton with – oh, he will keep option.
Wow.
Oh, and slips down. Had a little bit of green and then just loses his footing on the turf.
I love the call there. I love the call there. Unfortunately, he slipped. He had some open field, and sometimes the grass will take you down before you know it.
Just a little bit of condensation on the ground. That's all it took to bring number 3 down to the grass. He will call for it. Now pitches left to Potts. Has a chance. Could have been maybe a hold on McClain, but they get away with it.
No call by the officials.
Potts out of bounds inside the 10. That should move the sticks.
They are moving the sticks. 9-yard line officially. Now Andrew Potts is up to 267 yards with that carry. So that 49 quick pitch has worked the entire night.
He might be nearing the 300 mark by the end of the quarter if they can get the ball back. I think they're going to try to give it to him again potentially, and they do.
Go with off the power.
The center, and into the end zone goes Potts.
9-yard touchdown.
One more time, third touchdown of the night for number 44.
Andrew Potts is up to 276 yards on the game, his third TD. Great start to the second half. They hold him on offense, and then they come back and go in for the score. Potts is up 276, David, on the game. Amazing game.
Wow.
You know, I don't know if you stop giving it to him or KP the way they're going right now.
I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches at the running back position for McClain, and I think as you said, just keep it right with those two. It'll be Yates to kick the PAT here. See if they can add on to this lead. Yes, that's the big thing is you have that ground game and you're controlling the line of scrimmage, but you're also controlling the time that is left in the game. Snap, good, hold down, kick up and through.
Good. And then you got to give credit to the Hogs here on the offensive line because they are just persistent and dictating the line of scrimmage on the run. I know those linemen are excited as can be when they get the block for the running backs. Jaden Allison, Rocky Jeffers, Cade Sponsel, Mr. Bodie, and Mr.
Michael Stevenson on the outside there. They're doing a good job of opening up the holes and just allowing the running backs to really do what they want to do and see that open field quickly.
I got to tell you, he doesn't get a lot of credit. He's a sophomore. He's a big boy with some skill. Owen Sykes.
Yes.
Is just like having another lineman out there. He's so talented that he can run and catch the ball that they put him at tight end, but it's like having another tackle out there. So it's a blessing to have those guys, but they're really, regardless of the play being called, whether it's a dive, a power, a counter, or the quick pitches, they're just getting at it. Also, Robbie Wise has come in there and, taking several steps on the offensive line to give some of the guys a breather. He's doing a great job in his first football action, probably since the 8th grade.
So we get prepared for a change of possession once again as the Tigers will kick here with a 35-14 lead in the third quarter. And we say thank you to Jim Van Dyke's Automotive, a family-owned and operated auto repair shop and tire center located in Washington Courthouse since 2001. Jim Van Dyke's is the place to go when your vehicle needs service. Team at Van Dyke's is courteous and knowledgeable and will treat you like a friend when you come in for an oil change or a complete overhaul.
That onside kick did not work. We get a penalty. It appears we'll move it back 5 yards.
Yes, it'll be illegal.
With the shot, sometimes that happens. So they move them back 5 yards to the 35-yard line. Nope. They will give it Cincinnati Hills the ball at the 36-yard line.
I think they get the choice of possession there.
I guess they do. I guess they do, and McClain's lining up. Coach Penwell's asking for some clarification there. So I believe that would be a 5-yard penalty, but apparently, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a 5-yard penalty re-kick. Yeah, Coach Bergstrom is on the sidelines as well. I see his white hat moving up and down, talking to the officials.
You never see Coach. He's upset right now because he's a Hall of Famer in track and field, and to see him come out there is something else because he's, you know, I believe it's probably a different rule that's taken place.
It must be,
the past year or two. So
either that or just not one we see very often.
Yeah.
Enforced in such a way, and so the Eagles will have it in
great break.
Good territory, short field for them, just outside the 35. It'll be Rydner Richards looking to his left. Miller on the bubble screen again. DJ Frost has to come up, does a good job wrapping him around the waist, and a flag in the backfield.
Call penalty on McClain. We got to keep our cool here. Personal foul. And that's not the way we wanted to start the second half. And that moves Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy all the way to apparently the 18-yard line, 19-yard line.
And that a costly penalty because not only – one, do you have the penalty, but two, with it being a personal foul so far behind the play, it adds on yardage that would have had Cincinnati Hills on a second down. Now they have a first down inside the 20.
You nullify a good play by Frost. That's the punishment we give ourselves there.
Rydner Richard will hand off this time. Looked like number 1. I didn't quite catch it. Brought down around the line of scrimmage. And it will be, yes, it's number 1, Wilkowski on the run.
So it's a good stop by our defense. That's the difference, you know. It's a yard gain at the most, and the defense just stayed disciplined and control. So as long as we stay disciplined and control and make our plays, we're going to be all right there. But we don't want to reward a team that is trailing by 21 points. So let's see what the Tigers come up here on defense.
So inside the red zone, ball around the 18 or 19-yard line. Looks like the 19, as the scoreboard says. It'll be Rydner Richard with 2 backs split to his left and right. He'll look to his right pass, low pass, incomplete. Number 88, the intended target.
That's the first time we've seen a pass thrown to Jackson Vest, who's a sophomore. A nice checkoff by Richard, but then he hesitated on the throw afterwards because probably all our viewers in the crowd are anticipating the ball being thrown to number 11 as often as possible.
I think Vest may have had one other target, but it may have been complete, I do believe, from earlier in the first half. It'll be Rydner Richard now with an empty set. Looking. Deep pass.
Great defense
81
there
was the intended target, but Caden Penwell got his head around.
The pass incomplete. 81, Reno Rome was the intended receiver. Penwell on the coverage. Fourth down.
Obviously, they'll go for it here. Nice fake by number 16.
Yeah, they had Miller out in that little bubble screen area, and he's waving his hands around saying, hey, throw it to me, hoping that you get the defense to bite up and probably sneak Rome behind everybody, but the Tigers stayed true.
This time they're sending Miller deep. He's doing a hitch. Oh, good
pass
defense.
Across
good
the
defense
middle, yes.
Tigers.
Looked like Emerson Yates on coverage.
Yes, excellent job, Emerson Yates.
Alex Wells was the intended receiver. Emerson Yates in on the coverage. Breaks it up. It'll be a turnover on downs. Tigers.
Emerson Yates with great coverage there, David. And, you know, that was great perseverance. They could have buckled after that personal foul, and instead they toughened up and took care of the coverage on the pass. So Stapleton brings out the Tigers here, 1st and 10 at the 18. They have all the starters in. Got a T formation in the backfield. Potts to the left, Penwell to the right.
Stapleton calls for it. Now he hands off to Potts, going off the right
there
side.
He goes.
He
oh,
has
my.
a chance. He's going to be over 300, and he might be into
Well
the end
over.
zone
Let's
for
see
the
if he
fourth
gets
time
in.
tonight. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
82
Potts,
yards.
Touchdown, Tigers.
Way to go, Andrew. Andrew Potts with that 82 yards of touchdown puts himself at 358 yards on the game. He's at 358 with the 82-yard TD.
Holy
That is incredible.
smokes.
I'd have to look back in the record books to know the last time we had a running back with 358 yards in the game right now.
He's going to need a tire rotation from Jim Van Dyke's after this game is done with the yardage he's putting on those cleats.
Go out and see Jim and Raymond and company Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. in the afternoon.
You can
They'll
see him
take
at
care
Jim
of you,
Van
folks.
Dyke's. Give him a call. I think our producer Bradley Rowland might know a little bit about that fine business. Yates to kick, ups and good.
Did they call it
No good. Oh my, wide left.
Okay. I thought it was good. But, well, hey, we'll take the touchdown. McClain with 3:45 to go in the third quarter, 41-14. And that is a great answer, just going to Andrew Potts. I don't know how many times they can do that, but 358 yards unofficially is very impressive.
I would be surprised if we see him much more tonight with the score being what it is, but I could see maybe letting them, if they get to the fourth or into the tail end of the third quarter and have one more chance to potentially get him the ball, they might try to get him over the 400-yard mark. Tiger Trivia once again. I don't know if we've had any correct answers thus far, but would like to go over it again. We'll have our Tiger Trivia at the end of the third quarter. Remember, the question was, how many total steps are in the marble staircase at McClain High School? Remember, we're playing Price is Right rules. First to guess closest without going over will win. So if your guess is one over, yeah, you might be close, but Price is Right rules. Bob Barker will come and get you if you go over.
I'd love the long mic.
Oh, you have to.
At some point, maybe we can get Coach Hamilton and the Lady Tigers track and field team out there with the long mic.
I think we need to.
Sideline
we
reporting.
need a little sideline reporting. We'll have to work on that. I think he would do a great job for us at that role. We know he does a lot of stuff around here with the Huddle program and has jumped on the camera for us from time to time. But, you know, we could add that to his repertoire if we had to. Yates will kick, and they will have two men deep. It'll be Miller and I think Wilkowski. Yes, it will, but this time a squib kick.
They're not going to Mr. Miller.
Taken off the bounce. It'll be 18 with it, and he is met around
He
the
gets
35.
about 5 yards there. Wells gets about 5 yards. They're going to put him right over the 35-yard. 1st and 10. Currently, right now, Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy is down by 27 points, but they've shown the ability to be able to strike really quick. So the McClain defense will need to maintain in their lanes and alleys. They're not afraid to mix it up a little bit and throw it to some different people, but their bread and butter so far has been number 11, Cameron Miller.
Defensive line, a little bit of change, give Potts a rest. Robbie Wise coming in off the right-hand side. Does a good
outstanding
job.
tackle
Nice job
by
by
DJ Frost.
getting there on that
That
bubble
is
screen.
incredible defense by the small defensive back who's just really been all over Mr. Miller there, playing very strong. 2nd and 11. Great job, DJ.
So he has done a good job at meeting Miller and keeping him from getting his wheels turning.
And I don't blame him for throwing at cornerbacks. That's something that a lot of high school coaches, they look and see, oh, this guy can't be that tough. DJ Frost is a tough, all-around athlete.
Right.
You run 800, you're tough.
Richard looking to his left. He wants Miller. He has him, and he will go out of bounds. Yeah, it looked like the contact from Frost pushes him out of bounds. It'll be near the sticks, but it should pick up a first down.
No. They changed their mind on us. We thought he had the first down.
I thought they were about to move the sticks. It is 3rd and 1 here. Reiner Richards will call for it. Handoff goes to Wilkowski. He will have the first down and a little bit more now, pushing his way into Tigers territory. Probably a gain of 8. Brought down at the 49 by a host of Tigers.
David, I wonder if something happened to Braden Mitchum, because we have not seen him in the second half. I thought initially they'd just maybe changing it up, but Nick Wilkowski has been in there for since the second half, so I wonder if something happened to Braden Mitchum, because he seemed to be pretty effective. Hey, we want to thank one of our sponsors while we have this timeout, Quality Paving. Quality Paving is a family-owned and operated business. They have served Southern Ohio for 12 years with one goal in mind, to provide their customers with a project they can be proud of. Quality's attention to detail is second to none, and they feel that your investment to your driveway, parking lot, or road needs to look great and last for years. Cutting corners is not an option. They complete each project with the best materials to ensure a job well done every time. They look forward to working with you on your next project. Call today to meet with an estimator at area code 937-402-8553. Once again, Quality Paving for all of your paving needs. While we have a break, Clearview Customs, 732 North High Street in Hillsboro, is home of Clearview Customs, your source for window tinting and ceramic coating. At Clearview, they take pride in each vehicle and have a passion for doing things the right way.
And so we take our time back to the field here. Reiner Richards looked to his left a little bit high, but Miller goes up and hauls it down. It'll be Frost wrangling him to the turf. It'll be another first down for the Eagles right around the 36-yard line.
You know, that, and Richard is getting comfortable there throwing to Miller. And that time they gained about 13. Very poison effective play. McClain's defense has been bend but not break here in the second half, so we'll see if they continue to get to Miller. The last time they started to mix it up is when they got in trouble during the second half.
Richard will be in the backfield here all by himself, and now they bring in 13. I think that's Benny Smoot. And
fake.
He will roll to his right. Does Reiner Richard? Good job by Cummins getting in there in a hurry. Brought him down in the backfield for a sack.
You know, well, Riley Cummins had a meet and greet there with Griffin Reiner Richard just to say hello. That's very kind of him. It looks like about 5 or 6 yard loss there in the play. So
good job.
I think they wanted to have that call.
Cummins flew in there from his cornerback position.
So that's 2nd and 15.
Empty backfield. 3 wideouts to the left, 2 receivers to the right. It'll be looking to the left, Reiner Richard. He looks to go deep, a little bit of a hang up there.
Looked like they're trying to do a pick there and go on the outside route, and it didn't work.
Did not work at all, incomplete.
You got to be technically sound if you're going to create a play like that and have all players on the same page. So we'll see what they do on this play. You know, it's been working every time they go to Miller, just about, with an exception or two. But I would have a suspicion that they'll go long. Last time they did that slant, it worked really well, so they'll be ready up the middle.
Empty backfield. Reiner Richard calls for it, looks to his left,
post.
Now to his right, post route.
And there's Max.
Oh, there is a flag on the far side of the field. Not sure what it's for. There is an interception, so the interception may stand here. We'll find out.
We'll see what the penalty's on and what they call. The officials look like they're pointing at the McClain side, but we'll see here. Defense still on the field. Pass interference. Oh, that's going to be an automatic first down.
The penalty is pass interference.
The crowd doesn't like the pass interference call there, but that 15 yards is enough to give them a first down. They will have the ball at approximately the 27-yard line.
First down for the Eagles.
So 27-yard line gives the Eagles a break on the pass interference penalty and nullifies the Eikenberry interference. So we have 1st and 10. Richards in the backfield all by himself. He's looking towards 81 with the reception there.
81 with it, and he will be brought down near the line to gain. Probably should move it again.
Rome. Is that enough for a first down? It looks like they're calling 2nd and 1. First down, they call. So the Eagles get that break on that
big
unfortunate
penalty.
pass interference penalty.
And it wasn't near the play. Actually,
yeah, I did not see it myself.
It was on the other side, but because the pass was in the air, it is pass interference, even though the pass isn't going to the same to the receiver in that area.
Oh, there we
DJ
go.
Frost
Pick.
has it. He's fast. We know that. The 800 runner brought down after a good return. Tigers get it back.
That is a big interception by DJ Frost, our all-league 400 and 800 runner, with his first INT of the season. And the Tigers are pumped up. That is a huge blow for Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy as they had some momentum going there, David, and to throw that interception with 40 seconds to go in the third quarter will make it difficult for them to make a rally there. McClain has it at the 34-yard line.
And we've got Andrew Potts still in the backfield. If he can get loose, he could go over the 400-yard mark. We'll find out.
Potts is currently at
and it looks like there will be a timeout called by Cincinnati Hills.
You know, that play was unusual because they faked the bubble and they moved Miller inside, and Richard throws it right there to the outside. So I don't know if they had a miscommunication on what was called.
Not sure.
Because they had been throwing it to the sidelines, 5-yard pass, and seeing what they get, from there. And that time there must have been a miscommunication between the freshman and the senior receiver there. So
we see the Tigers will come out in their offensive set again. Looks like it'll be the same starting lineup that we are used to for McClain.
Yeah, I believe they're going to Potts and Penwell each play here.
I would imagine try to get a little bit more stats for these guys. 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. Fans, keep in mind, we will have our Tiger Trivia winner at the end of the third. So
we have a winner.
Well, we'll have a winner of some sort, whether they got the number right on or not. We'll have somebody.
I look forward to that, David.
So we have Stapleton in the backfield, split backs, Potts, and Penwell once again. Jump on the outside, but did not go into the neutral. Pass across the middle. Eikenberry
coverage
up in the air. He's hit by a couple
Irwin
Eagles.
And Murphy on the coverage there. Nice coverage. Well, Coach Penwell and the guys decided, let's throw one to Max. He works hard. Great runner.
And try to catch him off guard maybe. You've kept it on the ground, trying to really assert your dominance there on the offensive line, chewing things up, and maybe try to catch him off guard a little bit here. It'll be Eikenberry off to the left, a little bit of a busted play. Stapleton runs.
Look at Drake going. He's off.
He might be able to go as well.
Gone.
Oh, my goodness. 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone goes the quarterback.
Oh, my. 66 yards for Drake Stapleton. 66 yards for Drake Stapleton. Great call by Coach Penwell. Coach Oakes is looking at him like, I can't believe that. Great call. Do you want one or two?
That is the question here. I think you probably just go for the one, although it looks like they're going to keep most of the offense out.
Yates.
Nope, they do bring in Yates. Okay.
That is probably the longest run of the season for Drake Stapleton.
It absolutely is. Most of the runs he's had have not been design runs. They've been on busted plays, and it was the same thing there. He looked a handoff one way and didn't have anyone there. He says, okay, I got to put it in the bread basket and run. The good thing for him was he had plenty of green in front, and he's able to make his way into the end zone for an unexpected rushing touchdown. Yates will kick. Hold, down, kick, up. This time it is good. And the Tigers have 48.
48-14 McClain here with 23 seconds to go in the third period. And that interception from DJ Frost was huge.
And we have 23 seconds left on this third quarter clock. We'll let it run. I see the Tiger trivia question up, so I'm guessing that we don't have a correct answer as of yet. Oh, do we have? We might have one. It's hard to tell. I don't know. We might have one, but I
think Brad's teasing us here for the end of the third quarter.
He said, I don't know. We'll see. So we'll have that here at the end of the third. Once again, the question: how many total steps?
I really want to know at this point, but he won't.
He's holding it over our heads. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. How many total steps are in the marble staircase? Again, Price is right.
Creating the anticipation there. I'd blurt it out, so it's probably good that he hasn't told us yet.
Brad, have we had any $1 Bob comments on the stream? He's shaking his head no, not yet. All right.
Well, Emerson Yates is going to kick off again. We've done a combination of kicking it in the end zone, then Squibb kicking it. We've had a little bit of everything. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get tonight on the kickoffs.
That's right. We'll see what Emerson Yates decides to do here on this one. He has the ball teed up. There are going to be two deep returners. It looks like they've pulled someone else deep there, number 8.
Number 8, yes.
It will be Cooper Jepson. He had the interception return in the first half. So they put him back, Emerson Yates to kick. Little bit of a low line drive, and it is scooped up by Jepson around the 14. He will be met by Brakefield. Great job on the tackle there.
Josh Brakefield, one of our seniors that's shown perseverance. He's gotten better and better through the years. He's gone to Laurel Oaks the past few years. And so he's getting here a little later. Outstanding hit. Coach Oaks congratulates Josh on the play there. Very happy to see that in special teams.
He's done a good job on a number of special teams plays, getting down and kind of blowing up some returns, at least at the last few home games, and I believe at East Clinton he had a good one as well.
Coach Penwell, I'm sure he set up the defense and reminded him about the big plays and play with discipline here as we enter the fourth quarter here.
The fourth quarter. All right, your score after 3, 48-14. Tigers with the lead.
All right, so we got a 34-point lead going into the fourth quarter. The defense comes over to Coach Penwell. The ball will be at the 28-yard line for the Eagles to start the fourth quarter. Will Andrew Potts come back in on offense once they have completed it? Also, here in a moment, we will give you your winner of today's trivia.
Yes, we do actually have a winner for Tiger Trivia, and good guesses all around. We said it was Price is Right rules. This is the only correct answer that we've had. So, wow, only one. And the question was, once again, how many total steps are in the marble staircase at McClain High School? First to guess closest without going over wins. We do have the exact Price answer. Do you have the sound effects for when someone guesses the correct number at the podium? No, we don't? Oh, copyright. Okay, all right. So the correct answer was 48 total steps, and that guess was from Lisa Harvey Higley. So congratulations, Lisa. You are the winner of a $25 gift certificate sponsored by RoofX, your local roofing experts.
Looks like a face mask possibly on the play after an excellent tackle by Caden Penwell. Yes, that is a face mask, unfortunately, as he stopped Benny Smoot in the backfield. Sometimes it's unavoidable on that. I thought he may have horse collared him from up here, but obviously Calls a face mask.
They
So that's an
call the
automatic
face
first down.
mask on that. So, yeah, tough. Automatic first down for the Eagles. They will bring Miller and a couple other receivers to 3 total on the left on our near side, 2 on the right, 5 wides. Looking to his right. And it tips.
And tip and pick.
Medley has it.
Cameron Medley.
Another interception for the Tigers.
Great job by the defense. Cameron Medley, one of our sprinters on our track and field team, did an excellent job. Gets the INT from the tip. We practice the tip drills in practice every day, and right there it pays off.
I did not see who got the hand on it, but Cameron Medley ends up just tucking that thing away, falling to the turf, and the Tigers take over in Eagles territory with a chance to put more on the board. But we have a timeout from the Tigers before the action will continue.
We'll see what Coach Pinwell does. It looks like he's bringing in the second team.
I believe that is correct.
So
and
we'll allow our viewers some time to figure out who's coming in here.
And while we do, we say thank you to Hobart. Hobart is a leading manufacturer of commercial food equipment for cooking, food preparation, dishwashing, waste reduction, weighing, and packaging. Established in 1897 in Troy, Ohio, Hobart has been dedicated for more than a century to supporting commercial and institutional food service and food retail professionals by providing premium equipment that they can trust, backed by the largest, most experienced service network. Their vision is to lead the food service and food retail equipment industry through technology innovation, operational excellence, superior customer service, and unsurpassed value. It's the aim to exceed expectations wherever they go. And another thank you goes out to Detillion Landscaping. Detillion Landscaping is an experienced landscaping company with a long history of excellent service in the Chillicothe area. For 35 years, they've dedicated themselves to building long-term relationships with clients, hiring the best staff, and dealing in quality landscape plants and materials. They continue to earn an outstanding reputation every day as they work for their customers. Feel free to get in touch with their team to learn more about how they can help you manage your landscaping needs. Detillion Landscaping, it's what they do, and they love doing it.
Going 6 at quarterback, you have Doomey in the backfield, probably Riley Cummins. I don't know who 17 is because we don't have a 17 on our roster.
You are correct. We do
TD
not have a
Madison
17.
will be at split end.
I believe 17. Oh, goodness. It's hard. I thought I had it. Now I don't.
66.
These are the
Warren. 64 is Gabe Gilbert.
Yep.
I see 67 in there. That's
67.
Caleb Fryer.
You are correct. And
I believe I saw 77 Zeke Sexton going in.
Yes, that would be correct. We got number 20 on the far side. That's T.D. Madisick, as you mentioned before.
9 is Zane Adams.
Zane Adams on the close side.
17's at tight end.
I'm guessing we'll see a little bit of run action, and we do. It's Luke Doomey, but he is wrestled down in the backfield.
I believe Blake Trout may be in there as well. So it looks like Andrew Potts will stop at unofficially 358 yards. So it's 2nd and 13 now, or 2nd and 12 at the 40, excuse me. And we'll see if they let Cohen 6 throw the ball a little bit, if they're just going to run clock down. Here comes number 31 into the game. That's Jamison Gunner.
He'll run in the play as T.D. Madisick comes back off to the sideline. Cohen 6 calling out the instructions.
76 Shroud is our backup center, so he's in there now.
Yep, it looks like Tanner O'Connor, number 21, in the backfield. He had a chance at a touchdown, and just his own feet tripped him up last week. We'll see if they give it to him.
We got flags in the play.
It looks to be offside. There was a man in the neutral zone, and it is.
So the Eagles helped out the Tigers there, and the Tigers will gain 5 yards, make it 2nd and 8.
All right, so get 5 of them back after the loss on first down. Now 2nd down and about 7 or 8. 6 calls pitch. O'Connor outside, has some speed but just doesn't have the blocks to get loose, and he will be brought down probably around the line of scrimmage, actually a little bit behind. So a loss probably near the original stick marker.
O'Connor some nice moves there, but good penetration from the Eagle defensive line that time to stop. So we see number 18, Brandon Green, coming in. He's a sophomore.
So trying to get a number of fresh jerseys in.
Number 25, Andrew Rader, freshman's in as well.
Yes, indeed. He will be the lone back in the backfield.
Looks like
you
all
have
sides in the neutral zone.
Number 43 jumping into the end zone. He makes
Eagles
contact.
help out the Tigers again there by encroachment. Let's see number 54, Austin Ruddle, now into the game as well.
Coach Roble having a dig into the roster book here. But that's a good thing for the Tigers. That means they are getting a lot of fresh
Pump
faces
fake by
in
6,
here.
incomplete to number 17.
Again, we don't have the number there, but looking to pass, maybe try to pick up the yardage there through the air.
Pass from going 6 is incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down for McClain.
All right, so more than likely not kicking a field goal here. It would be what looks to be a 48-yarder from where the ball is spotted, so I don't think anyone
Correct.
has that kind of leg.
You never know, though. Jet Watson enters the game. We have a tight formation here.
Yes, it'll be Raider 25 putting his hand into the turf as the back.
You know, with
A
the
little bit
wedge,
of motion.
10 wedge, and
It'll be
Raiders
Raider
going right through
going.
there.
He might have it.
Let's see, it's going to be close. Nice movement by the Tiger offensive line there. Nice run, Andrew Rader. Andrew Rader, another one of those big backs that have come through our Tiger Youth Football Organization Little League program. It's good to see it paying off years later.
Does a good job staying low to the ground, keeping those legs moving and making it hard to tackle. Cohen 6 calls for it. Now hands to Raider once again.
Rader
Off
again,
tackle.
he's bruising through there.
He certainly is.
Find the hole.
Good yardage on the play. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it just has to be forward. Gain of about 3.
And that's good to see these guys get varsity playing time here on Friday night, because you're 1 or 2 plays by, becoming the future.
And the good thing, as you mentioned, getting them here on Friday night. It's one thing to show up Saturday morning at 10 o'clock and get carries.
Yes.
With not as many people in the stands. You've got a full crowd here tonight. You're under the lights. What better place to get that playing experience? Handoff goes to Raider
again.
Off the left side.
Breaks
Bounces,
the tackle.
spins, and brought down probably a gain of a yard or maybe less on that, but he worked for it to get back to the line of
Nice
scrimmage.
work by Andrew Rader. He's made something out of nothing. They may have given him about a half yard there. That brings up 3rd and 6. 22-yard line. Be nice to see these boys punch it in. It looks like they're going to probably go to Raider again. They're keeping him in there. They have Eli Douglas flanked in the backfield there, number 19.
Yes, they do. So they go split backs to 6's left
They
and
fake
right.
it. 6
It'll
is
be
gonna
6
pass.
rolling to his left. Going to have to throw across his body, but he doesn't get a chance to because
out, he
he's
probably
wrapped
lost a yard
up.
or two.
I think number 60 is the jersey that I saw on the far side, and I believe it is number 60. Yes.
And it's good to try to get Cohen 6 some experience here. Unfortunately, good pass coverage by the Eagles on the play, and kicks 6 made the correct call, just tucking the ball in and taking the 2-yard loss rather than making a bad play there. So smart play by sophomore Cohen 6.
All right, so up against it here. One more down for a chance to make the line to gain. They will line up in the same type of formation, split backs, Cohen 6 in the shotgun. He will call the signal, gives it to Raider, has a chance to make
Raider
some
finds
yardage.
a hole there.
He probably isn't getting the line to gain, but he got a
Nice
couple
run.
yards back.
7 yards.
It'll be a turnover on downs, though, and the Eagles will take over.
Raider with the carry, brought down inside the 20. Short of the line to gain. It'll be a turnover on downs. Cincinnati Hills will take over.
All right.
So we'll see what happens here, as we have a lot of backups on defense there. We don't have a number 61 in the program.
I don't see a 61.
I'm thinking that's Carson Swallow.
I believe it is. It looks to be the stature of Carson.
Yes. Number 31, Jamison Gunner. Is it on defense?
In there again, looks like number 80. We've got Jet Watson in there. He will play kind of in that cornerback or safety position.
Zane Adams will be the free safety.
Yes.
Hayden Heiss is in at corner.
And snap high, 27, I believe, with it. He jukes. No, 17, I'm sorry. Got the 7, but missed the first digit. He's brought down by, looks like Robbie Wise, number 62.
That's right, number 17 there. MG Shang, a freshman with a nice run for 9 yards. So it's 2nd and 1 there.
I am glad that they put some pronunciation on a few of these for me with some of the names.
Some unique names there.
Nothing too crazy, but, you know,
excellent
you want to
defense
make
by
sure
the Tigers. Swarm of tacklers. Looked like Robbie Wise made the stop along with Blake Shrout.
Getting in there. Good job with the tackle there.
That makes about 3rd and 4. Xing Sheng on run this time. He's stopped for a 3-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Number 55, Josh Breakfield's now playing defense.
3rd
one of our starters from special teams.
4. Looking
16
is
still in.
Ridner Richard. He's going to run, and I think he might have gotten it. Tyson Nedler met him. He goes out of bounds. It's hard to tell on that far sideline if he made it past the stick.
I see a 4th down, so it looks like 4th and 1. I'm surprised that they still have men here at this point. On being that he's played the whole game. He may be their last quarterback. He's their only other quarterback, so he has to play no matter what.
Not a lot of options there. He'll be out there with the other second-teamers. Calling signals still. Gives number 17 with it.
Good pursuit.
Oh, nice job. Number
25
getting into the backfield with a hand on it.
And he stopped him. 1st down, Tigers. Great job, Andrew Rader there. Getting some action here in the Friday Night Lights. He gets to go back in the backfield. It looks like Tanner O'Connor will be joining him in the backfield.
All right, so they platoon a few new ones in.
Looks like Cohen 6 will be back at quarterback.
Yep. He'll
bringing in number 72, Landon Crabtree on the line.
He will be the signal caller the rest of the way.
Stroud
is Cohen 6.
Center. And we'll see if they play anyone else here. Looks like they're sticking with most of the same linemen from the last series.
It'll be Blake Shrout over the ball at center. Cohen 6.
Dalton Rowland's in it.
In the backfield. Looks like a power pistol look. Pitch. O'Connor. Left side. Oh, good job to get into the backfield. I believe that looks like Mitchum. I don't know for certain. 32, the tackler on the play.
32 is Blake Powell, actually. So Tanner O'Connor had an opening there, but he was able to break down for the tackle, so it makes it 2nd and 14. We'll see what Coach Penwell here calls.
The Tigers
of his second string
break the huddle. Similar formation this time. The power look goes to the right-hand side of the formation. Raider splits out, pitch going to number 19. Oh, he bounces off
breaks
one.
The tackle, gets a block from 6.
And Eli Douglas makes it back near the line of scrimmage. He could have been swallowed up for a big loss, but bounces off the would-be tackler.
Eli Douglas there with good perseverance there. Looks like he's back at the line of scrimmage, so it's 3rd and 14. Jacob Mick, number 39, enters in for the first time for the Tigers. And we'll see what McClain does here with the 3rd and 14. They give 6 a chance to throw.
Cohen 6 in the backfield. He'll have split backs. It'll be O'Connor and Raider to his right and left. It will be the last play of the game as the clock ticks. 3, 2, 1, snap, give to Raider. Moving upfield. Still going, and forward progress will stop. And the clock is run out. Our final score here tonight, 48 for McClain, 14, Cincinnati Hills.
The final play of the game, Raider brought down after the game. The clock runs out. That's the ball game. Your final score, McClain 48, Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy 14.
Great job out of Tigers tonight as they shake hands here with Cincinnati Christian Hills Academy. They had to struggle for a little while as they were up by 14, but then, as good teams do, they hand the ball to their stars, which was Andrew Potts and Caden Pinwell. Let them take over the game. Potts with 358 yards tonight. You don't get much better than that, folks. Pinwell with a great game. TD. Drake Stapleton, quarterback, ran for a TD tonight, 66-yard TD.
He had, two touchdown passes. The one to Penwell on the 68-yarder, and then he had another one to Eikenberry on the fade, and then he's able to run one in himself. So, yeah, just all sorts of ways to score this evening. The offense looked good for McClain. We'll take a break here, though. As the team comes over after the handshake line, they'll have the alma mater.
This evening, McClain 48, Cincinnati Hills 14. We say thank you to our fans from Cincinnati Hills that attended this evening. Cincinnati Hills will be taking on Purcell Marion next week in their home MVC opener to open up the Scarlet Division. McClain will be here at home for homecoming, opening up FAC action. Their conference opener will be against the Cavaliers of Chillicothe.
And while we wait to see what's going on in terms of the post-game action, I think we're going to have a little bit of action from the Tigers and Marching Tigers and Tigerettes along with our majorettes. I would like to go over some of the things that have been taking place in other sports this week. And for that, not a lot of action from last week with Fair Break, but they're getting back to it on all the fall sports from this past week. In terms of soccer, the boys' side of things, they did not have a match this week against Washington Courthouse as the Blue Lions are not fielding a boys soccer team this year. They played Jackson last night, I believe, on Thursday. I did not get the final score of that. I know that they were tied up at the half, but I did not see a final score on our athletic page. So I could not also find one when I was researching on any of the other websites. Nothing out there news-wise. So we know the game was played. We just don't know what the final score there was. There is a schedule change for the boys coming up. As you notice on the boys' schedule, there was originally a game against Southeastern to be scheduled, and that has been replaced. Southeastern does not have a boys' team this year. So the boys' soccer team will travel to Glenwood High School in New Boston on Thursday, September the 29th. That game to start at 6 p.m. Girls soccer, the Lady Tigers had a 4-1 win over Washington Courthouse on Tuesday at home in Frontier Athletic Conference action. Peyton Pryor and Caitlin Jett each netted a goal, and Luca Matisic was able to put 2 in the back of the net on the night. The keeper, Kenzie Wise, was strong in that contest at goalie. There was also a contest last night between the Iron Ladies of Jackson and the Lady Tigers on the pitch here at McClain. Again, we do not know the final score there, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jackson came out with the victory in a close one. In volleyball, the Lady Tigers took to the court. They had a win over FAC foe Washington Courthouse at home on Tuesday, winning 3-1. And yesterday evening, they hosted Jackson, falling in 4 sets to the Iron Ladies on the volleyball court. In terms of golf, it's nearing the end of the golf season. The boys Tuesday evening celebrated senior night as they hosted Paint Valley for a non-conference matchup. The Tigers did fall in a very closely contested match, 196 to 199 in that one. Top scorer, or I guess low scorer for the Tigers, was David Edwards, and Robbie Wise coming in just behind him, shooting 43 and 44 respectively. On the girls' side, Hillsboro hosted FAC Girls Golf number 5 match at Hillsboro Elks Golf Course on Wednesday of this week. Chillicothe won the team event, and the Lady Tigers had scorers for that match. Abby Lovett shooting a 59, Jacqueline Bolinder shooting a 68, Kaylin Sterling and Mackenzie Corbin shooting 63, Riley Perkins with a 65, and Kate Barrett holding 76. Hillsboro will host the final FAC match of the season, an 18-hole event, on Monday the 19th. We'll turn it over to the Marching Tigers and the Tigerettes here. We'll be back with your cross-country update in just a moment. performance there by the McClain Marching Tigers and Tigerettes as they get things switched over on the podium. Would like to update you on the cross-country schedule. Yeah, Coach Roble with the coaching responsibilities there. On the boys and girls side, the McClain cross-country teams and Greenfield Middle School teams competed at the White Oak Invite on Wednesday. The high school girls team finished in first place, and the high school boys team finishing in third place. And Coach Roble, I think you guys are in action tomorrow as well. Is that correct?
Yes, we are blessed to be coming here at 7 a.m. in the morning, go to southeastern Ohio for the Aaron Reed Memorial Invitational to honor one of the soldiers here from South Central Ohio that unfortunately passed on. I believe it's 2005 or 6 in Iraq or Afghanistan. Coach Evans, our golf coach, could tell us more. He's a Southeastern alum, but they hold it every year at Southeastern, a great venue. They often hold districts for cross country and track and field. So we're blessed to be able to go there, and hopefully we'll put on a great effort tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that'll be a great event for sure. We'll turn it back over to the Marching Tiger. Looks like they're going to welcome the middle school back to the field as they do and get in place. Couple score updates from around the FAC. In the fourth quarter, Washington leading St. Charles 42-21. The Blue Lions with the lead there. Going final, a couple scores. Western Brown, as you mentioned earlier, big-time quarterback action there.
They're loaded.
They are loaded. Western Brown getting the victory 51-14 over Miami Trace tonight. Another final, actually a couple more finals. Hillsboro has beaten Claremont Northeastern 31-12. And our final reported final that we at least know of, Chillicothe blanking Logan 24-0.
We haven't heard anything about Jackson.
We have not yet. Circle in the middle of that.
They're the pride of Highland County, David.
That's exactly right. They are.
You know, just a phenomenal group that works so hard, as you know firsthand, every day of the week to prepare for Friday evenings. A lot of my runners are in the Tigerettes and the marching band, and I know the hard work and perseverance they do. Yeah.
Really good job by them this evening. Great job by the Tigers on the field as once again they get the victory over Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy 48-14. The Tigers will open up Frontier Athletic Conference play next week as they will play host to the Cavaliers of Chillicothe, who, as we just heard, had a 24-0 victory over Logan this evening. So they will come in undefeated. The Tigers will come in 4-1 on the year, so it's going to be a battle next week.
It should be a great battle. It's homecoming, so we're off to a great start. We've taken care of business so far in the non-conference season, and now we get into the meat grinder of the Frontier Athletic Conference. So I'm sure Coach Penwell and company will have some tricks up their sleeves for Chillicothe.
So a great job once again this evening by the Tigers. Good job by Andrew Potts and company on the ground, and Drake Stapleton leading things there from his quarterback position. Defensively, Tigers did a great job holding Miller and his fellow Eagles as best they could. Got a couple touchdowns there in the first half, but they are able to shut them out in the second half and extend the lead for that 48-14 victory. Fans, we say thank you for sticking with us this evening. We hope that you have enjoyed yourself on this broadcast. Join us next week. Once again, we will have homecoming action. We'll probably go on a little bit early with some of the festivities, so be prepared for that. I will be back on the PA, so you won't have to hear me on the live stream unless I just get real loud. It'll be back to, I believe, Nate Luke, and then he's going to have Jared Haynes in here next week. So, yeah, we're pulling out the big guns.
Classic combination there.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, yeah, I think
I would call that ratings gold.
It's ratings gold. I would agree for sure. So, please be sure to stop in and join us next week as the Tigers will play host to the Cavaliers at homecoming to open up Frontier Athletic Conference action. Any words of wisdom before we close off, Coach Roble?
Just remember, always be a Tiger learner on and off the field.
All right. Well, thank you for those great words of wisdom. We're going to say a final good night to you all here in Tiger Nation. So good night, and we'll see you next week. Go Tigers.